Cast your mind back to a year ago today. England weren't yet European champions. We hadn't seen Alessia Russo's semi-final back heel against Sweden or Chloe Kelly's injury time winner against Germany in the final, which then made history. What iconic moments are we about to witness over the next 4 weeks? This is what we've all been waiting for. Let's roar on our Lionesses as they kick off their World Cup campaign down under.
England are European champions for the first time in their history. The Lioness fairy tale has its perfect ending.
England can absolutely win the World Cup. They can.
England expects, and those expectations get ever higher.
When you win the Euros, naturally that comes anyway.
Very excited, obviously, with what happened last summer. I think you can just tell from the atmosphere amongst the group, like, we're all ready and raring to go.
A back heel from Russo, instinctive, innovative.
When you're on the pitch, that's when you feel the most free. Obviously, we've got a huge tournament coming up that full focus is on.
Kelly inside the box, and she pokes it home off the goalkeeper.
It's really exciting, actually, because what's to come from this group is special.
Make every day count leading up to it, and that's all we can do really, and then be ready to play our hearts out.
And the Talksport network, your home for all of the England action at the Women's World Cup this summer.
This is Talksport, your home of the Women's World Cup. We've got every single game covered here across the network. I'm Faye Carruthers. Football at 10 o'clock in the morning. I am here for it. Goosebumps ahead of all the action you heard there from last summer. It's time to park pay disputes and kit rows, though. Success is the way to create change, and that can only be done on the pitch. England achieved that less than 12 months ago when they became European champions, and now they're focused on the World Cup. Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium is the Lionesses' stage for their opening Group D match against Haiti. Good 20 minutes or so to kick off. So many questions over Sarina Wiegman's starting lineup ahead of this. How has she answered them? Let's find out from Talksport's match commentator Joe Shannon.
Faye, a very good morning to you. It's just gone 7 minutes past 7 local time in Brisbane in northeastern Australia. It's the European champions against the World Cup debutantes. We knew before the tournament started that England's World Cup journey would take place without injured captain Leah Williamson and without Euros Golden Boot winner Beth Mead. But stand-in skipper Chelsea's Millie Bright is fit to start at centre-half. That's a major boost. It's Bright's first appearance since March. The big dilemma for Sarina Wiegman, the England boss, was who to play in the number 9 role. New Arsenal striker Alessia Russo gets the nod. It's her first start at a major tournament for England, so that means last season's WSL Golden Boot winner Rachel Daly has to settle for a place on the bench. Euros final hero Chloe Kelly plays on the right. It's her first major tournament start too. Chelsea's Lauren James is among the subs. Everyone in the squad is fit and raring to go. This is the England 11. Mary Earps in goal. Lucy Bronze, Millie Bright, Alex Greenwood and Jess Carter are the back 4. Georgia Stanway, Kira Walsh and Ella Toone the midfield 3. Chloe Kelly and Lauren Hemp either side of Alessia Russo up front. And those England subs, Faye, Hampton and Roebuck the 2 goalkeepers. Charles, James, Daly, Nobbs, Wubben-Moy, Morgan, Coombs, England, Zellem and Robinson.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Joe. Alongside Joe, someone who knows that tournament first game butterfly feeling all too well, a World Cup bronze medalist with England back in 2015. Good morning, Leanne Sanderson.
Good morning, Faye. What a great day. I can't believe we get to watch the Lionesses play in less than half an hour.
I know, so lucky, aren't we? Listen, we discussed who was going to start up front on Talksport's Women's World Cup Daily Show. Russo gets the nod. Right decision?
Yes, I think so, but I am surprised that Jess Carter's playing at fullback. I think a lot of people said to me on social media, I can't believe you're saying that Rachel Daly should play fullback, but she did in the Euros. She did when she was the top goal scorer in NWSL in America, so I wasn't surprised that was the case. But I think the one that surprised me is the fact that Ella Toone plays and Lauren James doesn't. I think we know Sarina Wiegman doesn't really tinker with the team. She didn't change her starting lineup at all during the Euros, even when there were times when I questioned her. I always say it, Faye, to you, in Sarina we trust. So I think she knows how to get the job done. I don't see today being a big problem. I think if we don't beat Haiti, there's something wrong. You know, Haiti are ranked 53rd in the world. Not because I'm saying that it's going to be a foregone conclusion and it's an arrogant thing, but we should be beating these teams pretty comfortably because we are European champions and we've taken the game to another level now.
Yeah, we really have. And actually, I'm quite confident in this starting 11 because, as we've seen previously, you mentioned there that Sarina Wiegman started the same 11 throughout the European Championship tournament. And it's become more of a squad game, and those substitutes are going to be key impact players going forward.
They are, and the roles and responsibilities have changed. During the European Championships, Ella Toone and Alessia Russo were those players that were impact players that came off the bench and had done an amazing job. When Ellen White started that game, Alessia Russo would come in the 60th minute, score goals and make things happen. So those roles and responsibilities have changed. I have no doubt that players like Rachel Daly, Lauren James, Bethany England will have a big role within this tournament. I know Beth England didn't play a minute in the Euros, but she's done amazingly well for Tottenham Hotspur women this year. So I'm glad that she's in the squad, and hopefully she gets a chance. But I don't see there being any issues really until we get to the latter parts of the tournament. I think people are going to talk about the injuries a lot, but we should get out of this group pretty comfortably, even with the injuries we do have. But obviously we're still 20 minutes to kick off. All be determined after this type of performance today.
Yeah, let's find out how the warm-ups have been going. Talksport's England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is soaking up the atmosphere at the Suncorp Stadium as well. How's it building, Courtney, and how are the players looking?
Yeah, they're looking really good. The atmosphere is definitely building as more people are piling into the stadium, but there's definitely a lot of England fans as the England team came out to warm up. They come out to a very big applause, but as you say, the warm-ups are looking good. Alessia Russo starting in that 9. I've just watched her smack a few top bins, so she's ready to go and score some goals. Yeah,
I bet she is. I kind of feel as if her starting is going to be quite key, because she's going to want to prove a point, because they haven't scored in the last 3 matches. So she's been scoring the goals. How's Rachel Daly looking? Because she must be quite disappointed not to be taking a starting berth.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And, she looked good. I was watching, as you say, the warm-up with all the girls. And I think the big thing about this squad is the togetherness. So, look, there's no doubt in my mind that Rach Daly will be very, very disappointed. But she won't let that come in the way of the team and what that means. And I think, I could be wrong, we'll see how the tournament goes. But I think we might see a few more changes than we did at the Euros. When I was speaking to Serena, I think it was yesterday, I spoke about that, lack of consistency lately, and the fact it was so consistent in the Euros. But she did say, look, that's just how the tournament happened. That wasn't necessarily a plan that I had, previously going into it, but that's just the way it works. So, it's a different team now. There's a lot of differences from that side. So just because Alessia Russo is starting in the 9 today, I'm not too sure that that's a foregone, conclusion for the whole of the tournament. But obviously, if she plays well and scores goals, then she's going to want to keep that 9.
The lights have gone down at the Suncorp Stadium. I think we're expecting some kind of spectacular light show ahead of the players coming out. Just a quick one on Haiti, because we've obviously spoken a lot about the Lionesses, but what can you tell us about their opponents?
Yeah, I think they're a very physical team. Obviously, it's their first World Cup, so I'm sure there'll be quite a few nerves. But in terms of, De Mornay's the one to watch for me. I think she's starting in a front 2, but she can play in midfield. She's going to PSG. She really is the shining light of this side. Scored the 2 goals that made sure they qualified. It was a bit of a shock that they beat Chile. So yeah, for me, she's definitely the one to watch, and she's still so young. But she'll be looking, for her to set this tournament alight.
Youth means nothing, does it? Not anymore, anyway. So many key players. Brilliant stuff, Courtney. We'll be coming to you throughout the match to get your thoughts on what's happening on the pitch. You are listening to the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023 on Talksport in association with Xero, small business accounting software. Dream bigger. We're about 15 minutes from kick-off, and it's time we heard from the England boss as the excitement ramps up in Brisbane. Serena Wiegman has been speaking, as she mentioned, to our very own Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, and they began by discussing the fitness of captain Millie Bright and the rest of the squad.
It's good that we have 23 players fit. That's very important. And over the line, we started the 19th of June, and over those weeks we have tried in training sessions, of course, players in their position, and there's competition going on in that position. Also in the friendly and in the closed door match, we have tried out a lot of things. Lots of players got minutes, so that's really good to get prepared. And during the season, as you said, yes, some players have been in moments or have been injured, so that gives other players opportunities, just like now. That's part of Talksport too. So other players get opportunities to step up, take responsibility, and that's hopefully that will go in a good direction for us.
Yeah, we saw a lot of consistency with your team at the Euros. You've picked it for Saturday. I know you're not going to tell me, but in terms of going forward, is that going to be, again, we see a lot of consistency from your 11, or will there be maybe more changes than we used to?
Yeah, you don't know that ahead of a tournament, and that was not one of my plans before we went into to the Euros. It just developed that way, and players stayed fit and performed well. And tactically, we didn't felt the urge to change anything. I don't know how this tournament goes. We know that we have 23 players who are at this moment all fit, are all ready to go. And we'll see tomorrow when we start how Haiti goes, what's necessary in the game. And when that's finished, then we look forward to the next game.
I'm just wondering around the bonuses. The girls have said how supportive you've been, but obviously you're in the middle of the girls and your team and the FA as a federation. I just wonder, have you struggled handling that at all?
No, I haven't struggled handling that. I just want to be supportive, but just in the process, because the content of that is something between the players and the FA, and they have had good conversations. And what I want to do is, if they need me in anything in conversation or connection, then I'm there and I'll support. And that's what have done. I haven't done that much because it's there and they're adults and they really know what they want. And that will continue after the World Cup.
The England boss Serena Wiegman there speaking to Talksport's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Former England striker Leanne Sanderson is part of our commentary team. Just under 14 minutes to kick off at the Brisbane Suncorp Stadium. Performance bonus is a big topic going forward, Leanne. It's obviously been parked for now. They want to concentrate on the football. But what's your take on this row between the players and the FA?
Well, firstly, I'm proud of the players for actually having a voice and speaking up. I think it's important, but I think that comes from leadership, and Serena Wiegman there. She allows the players to be themselves, and I think you can see the players are happy and they're empowered to speak out. I think in recent years before that, you wasn't allowed to speak out when you played for England. It was almost like seen as a taboo, whereas now the players are speaking out. We see Mary Earps this week, and I'm just sad that it hasn't been sorted out before the tournament. I mean, this was going on before the Euros as well, and people have to understand, no one's saying we should get paid the same as the men. We're asking for the same bonuses. We're asking for the same, why shouldn't we get that at this point? It's not a luxury now that we're selling out stadiums. It is a given that this is happening with the Lionesses, and I think it's going to continue to happen. So the players deserve to get what they are given and what they're asking for. It's a disappointment that it's not been able to get sorted out, but time will tell. We saw the US Women's National Team. They've been going on with their collective bargaining agreement for about 10 years. Even when I moved to America, they finally agreed to equal pay this year. So sometimes these things can take long. I'm not saying it's going to take 10 years, but it won't just happen overnight. But the girls have to stand strong, stay true to their word, and I'm hopeful that things can get resolved after the tournament. But I won't say this is going to be a distraction. This is something, as a female footballer, you have to go through your whole career. You're always fighting the good fight, hoping that it can be better for the next generation, and that's what these Lionesses are doing. Yep, they certainly are. We've heard across the station this week Mary Earps talking about the goalkeeper shirt row she's been having with the manufacturers, Nike as well. That's a huge topic, and as you say, these players now feel empowered to make sure that they are able to talk about the issues that they firmly believe in and want to improve, and the only way you can improve those kind of things is success on the pitch. Right, we'll continue our build up to England's opening Group D game against Haiti next. This is World Cup Game Day live on Talksport. I'm Faye Carruthers. We're building up to live commentary of the Lionesses World Cup opener against Haiti. Things ramping up. So many fans packed into the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane ahead of this one. We're just awaiting the players in the tunnel to come out onto the pitch. But if you're not in Australia, where are you listening to the game? Fans gathering across the country. Talksport's Bradley Hayden soaking up the atmosphere at a pub in London's Shoreditch, aptly renamed the Queen's Header. What's it like down there, Bradley?
Thanks, Faye. I'm at the Queen's Header in Shoreditch, which is a new pop-up pub opened by Just Eat just for this week, where fans will be able to come and watch both of England's two group games. The Three Lions has been playing out in the last 5 minutes. I can see lots of fans wearing retro England shirts and lots of England shirts around me. We got teas, we got coffees, we got cocktails, we got croissants, we got breakfast, you name it. All the fans here are fully kitted out and raring to go ahead of kick-off. I'm joined now by Lionesses fan Nisha. Nisha, how are you feeling ahead of this one?
I'm feeling confident for this one. I think we can get in there and get the job done. It's a team we haven't played before, so it will just allow for some free-flowing football. Nothing too much to worry about, I don't think.
And you were just telling me off air, you've got a little bit of an interesting background because you're English, but you've got some Australian background. Is that right? Yeah, so Dad's Australian, Mum's English. So technically we go for the English teams when it comes to football. So today, yeah, it's a big day. Even back home, everyone's up, ready to watch the game. And you're going to the World Cup later this week, aren't you?
Yeah. So we leave here on Wednesday to arrive just in time for the game on Friday. And then, hopefully get to see them win against Denmark and get them through to the next stage.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Nisha. Enjoy your trip to Australia. And fans listening in on Talksport, kickoff is less than 5 minutes away, live here on Talksport.
Thank you very much, Bradley. The teams are on their way out at the Suncorp Stadium. World Cup bronze medalist Leanne Sanderson, part of our commentary team. Quick one, Leanne, as the players line up, what kind of scoreline are we expecting? Earlier today, USA beat Vietnam 3-0. Japan 5-0 winners over Zambia. In fact, I have a feeling they're going to go to the national anthems, which means we should go to Joe Shannon.
Well, you all know this one. God Save the King rings around the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, and now the national anthem of the side ranked 53rd in the world, Haiti.
Historic moment for the Haiti players, featuring in their first ever World Cup. FIFA efficiency meant that they went to the national anthems far quicker than we were expecting them to here on Talksport, but the Lionesses look relaxed and focused. All the talk of armbands, bonuses and goalkeeper shirts parked for now. Attention turns to on-the-pitch matters. The European champions are about to start their quest for World Cup glory. Sit back and enjoy in the company of Talksport's top commentary team of former England striker Leanne Sanderson and your match commentator, Joe Shannon.
Thank you, Faye. Just under a year on from becoming European champions, England's quest to end the summer on top of the world starts right here. The Lionesses have already blazed a trail that's firmly etched into English football history, but they start their World Cup campaign in Brisbane with the focus on the job in hand and the desire to become the first England side since 1966 to lift the World Cup. Sarina Wiegman's team are right up there with the favourites, even despite injuries to key players. They start their Group D campaign with a game they're expected to win comfortably against a Haiti side embarking on a World Cup journey for the very first time. England expects now it's time for the Lionesses to deliver again. Mary Earps is in goal, Lucy Bronze, Millie Bright, Alex Greenwood and Jess Carter the defenders, Georgia Stanway, Kira Walsh and Ella Toon in midfield, Chloe Kelly, Alessia Russo and Lauren Hemp are the England front three. Everybody else on the bench is fit and ready to go. The Haiti side, Teus is the goalkeeper, Petit Frere, Limage, Joseph and Ketna Nui are the back four, Bathsheba Louis, Jeudi, Pierre-Louis and Mondesir in midfield. Dumornay and Borgella are the front two. And Melky Dumornay, certainly from Haiti's perspective, is the player to watch, one of the world's best young players. Well, a lot of expectation on the shoulders of this England side. Leanne Sanderson, we expect them to start with a victory tonight in Brisbane.
Yeah, and I don't say that in an arrogant way because we won the Euros. A lot of people have said to me, Leanne, we won the Euros, I mean we're going to win the World Cup. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, but the first game, once you get those first opening game nerves out the way, you've seen the last few days, other teams have taken the field of play, you know, they're ready to go, you're watching the games, you can't wait to get out there from a player's perspective. So I'm super excited for today. I think a lot of the talk has been about England's lack of goal scoring in the last 3 games. I'm not getting too carried away with that. Sarina Wiegman's lost 1 game in the time she's been in charge. So in Sarina we trust, and I'm excited to get the games going. I think it should be a comfortable win today.
Well, it is about 7:30 in the evening in northeastern Australia. We are in the middle of the winter, about 14-15 degrees. The Lionesses are down under for the 2023 World Cup, and they are in it to win it. The journey towards the final on August the 20th starts in Brisbane. Can England finish the summer as the champions of the world? It'll be some ride, and the waiting is finally over. We are just about ready to get off and underway, live on Talksport, and every England game of the 2023 FIFA World Cup will be live on the Talksport network. England, white shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks. Haiti are all in red, and it will be England and Alessia Russo to get us underway, playing from left to right as the England team take the knee ahead of kickoff here at the Suncorp Stadium. Haiti playing from right to left. Russo gets the game underway, and so too begins England's World Cup campaign. So much expectation. Can England go all the way in the 2023 FIFA World Cup? The journey begins here. And an early touch from Millie Bright at the heart of the defence. Plays the ball square to Jess Carter, who has started at centre-half, with Alex Greenwood on the ball now in the orange boots, out at left-back. So that is a slight alteration to the defensive setup that we were expecting before the game already, Leanne.
Yeah, it is, and it makes sense to me why Alex Greenwood would play left-back. She's a fantastic player, got a great delivery.
England have given it away, and here is Mondesir, the Haiti captain, playing it forward to De Mornay, who is 25 yards from goal. Corner of the penalty area now, evades Carter, threads the ball up the right to Bathsheba Louis, but she's tackled by Greenwood, who'll smuggle it clear, and Lauren Hemp on the counter for England. We do expect England to win relatively comfortably tonight against a Haiti side who are making their World Cup debut, but there is danger in this Haiti team, and De Mornay's in behind on the right, a low ball into the penalty area, turned behind by Jess Carter. It's a Haiti corner in the second minute, and a nervy start for England, Leanne.
Very nervy. It all started from a really poor giveaway from Millie Bright, which allowed Haiti to go on the counter. We know how good De Mornay can be, only 18 years old, and Borgella had the ball there, put it into the box, and thankfully for England, Jess Carter was able to clear it away.
England have brought everybody back to defend this corner, and Haiti have loaded the 6-yard box with red shirts. England are not on a great run of form, remember, without a win in their last 3 matches coming into this World Cup, and they face some early pressure in Brisbane on match day 1 as the corner is a poor one, and Russo's intercepted and will drive forward from the edge of the England penalty area up to the halfway line. She threads the ball to the left, and Chloe Kelly checks her run just inside Haiti territory. Plays it back to the halfway line. Kira Walsh gets on the ball, and here's Millie Bright for England just outside the centre circle.
I think on that set piece from the corner, Haiti loading the box was an understatement because they had everybody in the box, and it was a poor delivery.
Bronze now up to the corner of the penalty area for England, plays it towards the edge of the box, and here's Georgia Stanway. Couple of neat touches. She'll lay it back to Greenwood in a shooting position. Further forward is Hemp. Hemp's low ball in, and it's turned behind by the stretching defender Jennifer Limage. Lots of England flags dotted around the Suncorp Stadium, which is pretty much full to capacity at 52,500, and England win their first corner of the tournament away on the far side as we look at it. England 0, Haiti 0, and England's World Cup campaign is off and underway live on Talksport.
It's only 2 minutes into the game, and we've certainly seen a lot of action so far, especially with Haiti on the counter with the Millie Bright giveaway. Now England have the corner.
Very open start to this game. Kelly will take the corner, right-footed in, swinging high towards the edge of the penalty area. Lucy Bronze went up with the header, and it looked like it took a deflection on the way through, but the last touch, I think, was off Bathsheba Louis, and England get a second corner in quick succession.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze just got up really well there. Hopefully she's going to be okay, because it looked like on the landing she looked like she picked up a bit of a knock.
We will have commentary of every England game across the tournament live on the Talksport network. We've got the Republic of Ireland's latter 2 group matches as well on Talksport 2, commentary of both those games. Ireland, who were beaten by Australia, the co-hosts in their opening group match. Corner for England, drifted in by Alex Greenwood, headed away at the near post. It'll come back to Greenwood right on the dead ball line. Another in-swing delivery, whipped towards the penalty spot, headed clear by Haiti once more. The loose ball's dropped to Kelly. Kelly from 25 yards out, shoots left-footed, and it's gathered by the goalkeeper, Curly Teus.
Good play from Chloe Kelly. I like that little intricate, nice little jerk, a nice little cut inside. Created something from the right to left. In the end, it was always going to be a comfortable save. from the keeper, but it's already good spells so far from Chloe Kelly, getting into those areas she can really impact the back line of Haiti.
0-0 the score. England fans have travelled in their numbers to Australia. England, who are in Group D, and they will play their second Group D match against Denmark on July the 28th, next Friday in Sydney, before travelling to Adelaide to face China on Tuesday the 1st of August. Both of those matches will bring you commentary of on Talksport 2. Free kick to Haiti, driven high downfield by the defender Limage, but easily cleared away by Millie Bright, the stand-in skipper. That's a massive boost for Sarina Wiegman to have Millie Bright fit and back in the side, her first appearance since March, Leanne.
Yeah, and it's great to see Millie Bright back. The last time we saw her, Joe, was in the semi-final, sitting on a cooler in almost like a cast.
Lauren Hemp has played the ball through the middle, and it's only half cleared, and the low shot by Russo is gathered by the goalkeeper. First real chance of the match for England. A little indecision in the Haiti back line. The ball ricocheted off the defender Kethna Louis, and actually from just inside the penalty area, nobody around her. Russo maybe should have done better from there.
Yeah, she snatched it. I think Alessia Russo, we know she's usually really composed. There's a lot of pressure on Alessia Russo in this game, because obviously we spoke a lot about the team selection before. Would Rachel Daly start, or would Alessia Russo start?
Very open start to this game. 5.5 minutes in, and now it's Haiti on the attack. Dumornay down by the dead ball line. They're ranked 53rd in the world, Haiti. Very much unfancied, but Dumornay has managed to drive into the penalty area, went down under the challenge of Lucy Bronze, nothing given by the referee, and it's scooped forward and away from danger by Kira Walsh. But it's not been an entirely convincing start to the match for Sarina Wiegman's European champions.
No, they just need to settle down a little bit. There's going to be first game nerves. We saw in the Euros at Old Trafford, there wasn't their best performance. They got the result because Beth Mead scored early in that opening game of the European Championship. But you just need a couple of minutes, settle the nerves down. I ultimately feel like England have too much quality when they have the ball at their feet to cause, for Haiti to cause them any problems. But the Mornay we saw there, you can't take your eye off her for a moment, because she will cause you problems.
England 0, Haiti 0. 6.5 minutes into the start of England's World Cup campaign. Twice semi-finalists at the World Cup in the past, England. They have never reached a World Cup final, and this is their 6th appearance at the tournament. England, who haven't lost a competitive game since the 2019 World Cup, and that shows you exactly the sort of form that they've enjoyed under Sarina Wiegman. Even despite the recent wobble that they've had, it's, when you put it into context, it's a very small wobble.
Yeah, it is a small wobble, and all teams are going to go through moments. They say once you get to the top, it's even harder staying there. So I think this Lionesses team, there's more pressure on them now. A lot of nations realise the Lionesses can be reckoned with, not just because they won the Euros, but I think we're more respected in the world football now. You see players like Lucy Bronze, Kira Walsh being Champions League winners with Barcelona. So there's players in the team that can really cause some problems. I think that overall team selection, I am really surprised Rachel Daly's not starting in this game, even at fullback. I think Jess Carter playing in that position. Alex Freeman was unfortunate to miss out on the Euros with regards to Rachel Daly playing there. But I'm a bit confused by that selection. I really am.
And you can hear the chanting of the England fans. Dumornay, the Haiti striker, is down. She'll receive some treatment. So for the first time this morning, we can say hello and good evening in Brisbane to our England reporter, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Yeah, very good evening. And as you say, Joe, the England fans are chanting, making themselves known. They've definitely come in numbers and outnumbered the Haiti fans. I do think it's been a little bit of a shaky start, but, from both teams, a couple of misplaced passes, Jess Carter and Millie Bright. But I think they're giving a lot of space, Haiti. So actually, for England, they can push forward. It's not too much in the danger area. Both the centre halves are almost on the halfway line for a lot of it, but I think that could be a big miss. Dumornay going off, she doesn't look comfortable. So if she is to come off, that is a massive blow for Haiti. But I think for England, it's just about not being too nervous. They're just working their way into the game.
Courtney, thanks very much indeed. Much more throughout the 90 minutes from our England reporter at the Women's World Cup and Sheffield United striker Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Dumornay, who is widely heralded as one of the world's best young players, is off the field at the moment, and Haiti are down to 10 temporarily. Lucy Bronze crosses from the right for England. It's only half cleared away. There was a little touch from Toon that took it away from goal. Walsh tries to win it back on the edge of the D for England, but once more Haiti defend resolutely, and they win a free kick midway inside their own half of the field. The referee from Venezuela, Emicar Calderas Barrera, was perfectly placed. It was a foul by Greenwood on Bathsheba Louis, and a free kick to Haiti midway inside their own half the field. Dead centre, England 0, Haiti 0. Here's the former Lionesses striker Leanne Sanderson.
I think if the opening 10 minutes is anything to go by, Joe, I feel like this Haiti team are not going to sit down, show England too much respect. England are going to have to earn this win. And we've seen during the tournament so far, it's been great to see there's not been loads of high-scoring games. A lot of teams that people didn't expect to do well are doing well. New Zealand beating Norway. So England are going to have to break them down.
Here come England on the attack on the near side, the right. Lots of pace and energy about this Haiti team, playing with tremendous enthusiasm, and maybe they feel they have nothing to lose, and you can sense that in the body language of these players. Dumornay, by the way, I think has now come back onto the field, so Haiti should be restored to their full complement of 11, and indeed Dumornay, with the white boots on, is back on the pitch, and Haiti playing with no fear against the European champions. England are up there with the favourites for the tournament. The USA, who are aiming to win this competition for the third time in a row, are the outright favourites, but England are not too far behind them, along with the likes of Australia, Germany and Spain. England now with Greenwood deep inside opposition territory on the far side, the left, right in front of a cluster of England fans, and a lot of England shirts on show. Remember, it's the middle of the Australian winter, so it's a little cooler than we would expect in the month of July. Header away by Kethna Louis from the left back position for Haiti, and then hooked over a shoulder by Diana Pierre-Louis and brought down by Dumornay midway inside of her own half of the field. She looks a very composed player, Dumornay, and that's a lovely crossfield ball to Bathsheba Louis, who checks back and feeds the defender Limage. Limage at centre half has given it away to England's Lauren Hemp, who makes the interception on the halfway line at the expense of a Haiti throw. Well, there have been some relatively straightforward matches so far in the World Cup for some of the tournament favourites. Big wins for the USA and Spain. We saw Japan thrash Zambia earlier, but Haiti, Leanne, don't look like, and it is very early on, they don't look like they're going to go lying down quickly though.
No, it doesn't, and I said this before, the USA beat Vietnam 3-0. I think a lot of people expected it to be way more. I think we're seeing during the tournament so far that a lot of teams have stepped up their game. It's difficult in the women's game to compete with federations that have a lot of money, a lot of investment, but we're seeing with this Haiti team already after 12 minutes that they're not going to sit down, they're not going to sit back. England are going to have to break them down, and they're showing a lot of good energy with this Haiti team. You can see they believe, they've got a belief about them.
Here's Alex Greenwood for England, midway inside opposition territory. The ball is played forward by Walsh towards Kelly, but England rather crowded out in the final third so far in the game. 12.5 minutes gone, and goalless it remains. Just the one effort on goal for England. It was Russo who had it in a straightforward save for the goalkeeper Teos. Here is Kelly driving in field from the right. Kelly plays an early ball high towards the edge of the box. He'll drop at the far post for Hemp, who plays a looping cross into the penalty area. Russo can't get it under control. Stanway left-footed, coming onto the ball on the half volley. Thunders it high over the top of the bar.
That all started from a really good ball from Lucy Bronze to Chloe Kelly. We're seeing our two wide players, Lauren Hemp and Chloe Kelly, keeping their width quite well, and that's a disciplined thing that they have to do. In the end, it fell to Georgia Stanway, and it goes sailing over the bar, but good play from England and good positive play.
Leanne Sanderson with us for commentary, and Leanne, there's so much excitement about this tournament. The build-up has been, it's felt like forever. Here they come though, Haiti on the attack. It's a play through the middle towards Borgella, and she rolls the ball wide. Well, what an opportunity that is for the massive underdogs today. Dumornay's threaded pass inside left channel. Borgella clear on goal. She really should have scored. She couldn't hit the target. It's a massive let-off that for England, and still 0-0.
Absolutely brilliant play from Dumornay. Borgella has to score. You can see it was one ball from Dumornay. You can see the players were trying to recover. Kira Walsh actually recovered in the end, I think, did enough to put Borgella off, but she should have scored. And I think it shows you that this team, England, need to be a little bit better coming out the back, We're seeing a new partnership in Jess Carter. Millie Bright has not played for a couple, 2 to 3 months. The last time we saw her, Joe, was in the semi-final, sitting on the bench, with her leg in the car. So it's going to be difficult for her to get up to the speed of play. And she is our captain. She leads this team in an unbelievable way, in the absence of Leah Williamson. But players need to help her out a little bit.
A long way to go, but not entirely convincing for England so far against the team enjoying their first ever World Cup. Haiti, first ever World Cup for the women's team. They have a Frenchman in Nicolas Delapine in charge. He has hero status really for leading Haiti to their first ever global tournament. Here is Bright on the halfway line for England. Bright strides forward and sweeps the ball from left to right from the centre circle to find Kelly in the right wing position. Kelly's got Russo and Hemp to aim at. Floated high towards Hemp at the far post. Looping header. Russo back post. She can't reach it. It'll be smuggled away by Haiti. Last touch looked like it came off Kelly there. I think the referee has signalled for the goal kick. It was good defending by Pierre-Louis to nudge the ball off the shin of Kelly. And behind it goes for a goal kick, and 0-0 it remains.
Really good defending from Haiti. I think England have a lot of quality and they can definitely open up the back line of Haiti, as we've seen. But what we've seen so far from Haiti, they're showing they're tenacious, they're fit, they're physical, they're showing good quality, and they've broken through England. They've had the best chance of the game so far. But there's only 15 minutes gone. We're not getting too carried away. I think we've become so the luxury of the Lionesses keep scoring and winning. Yeah. We're used to them doing that, and when they don't, it's almost like it becomes a big shock. When actually this is football, anything can happen. And Haiti, the way they got into the tournament through the playoffs, beating Chile, no one expected that to happen. So this story for these players for Haiti is fantastic, and I think they've had a really good account of themselves in these opening 16 minutes.
Lots of England flags behind the Haiti goal. I can see a Chelsea flag, a Hartlepool United flag behind the goal, Leanne. England fans will travel from all corners of the country to all corners of the globe.
I only want to know if you see a Man United flag, Joe. No, but it's great. It's a very far place to go.
Now, it looks like a VAR check is taking place here for a possible penalty. It's Pierre-Louis with the challenge on Chloe Kelly, who has a long cut down her shin that's being treated here. And we mentioned the cross from Kelly initially that was headed back across goal by Alessia Russo. Kelly at the near post was there to try and reach the loose ball. She was caught, and the VAR Juan Soto is checking for a possible penalty, and the referee is signalling here that she's going to go across and have a look at the pitch side monitor, Emicar Calderas Barrera, and the VAR decision will be, as we've seen across the Women's World Cup so far, announced by the referee to fans in the stadium and to viewers on television and listeners on radio as well. I think that challenge from Pierre-Louis is a poor one. I think that's a penalty, Leanne.
Penalty and a red card by the looks of it. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, they didn't really look like there was much in it when you first saw it, but that looks really bad. And if that's not a penalty, I don't know what is. Definite penalty. You can see there's a very large gash down Chloe Kelly's leg, but that doesn't always mean it's a foul. But that's a definite penalty, and I think really dangerous play.
Pierre-Louis studs up, and they're looking maybe at another incident where Joseph, the defender, and Russo went head-to-head. But it's Pierre-Louis with a studs-up challenge straight down the shin of Chloe Kelly. And I think that is the incident that VAR will primarily look at, albeit I'm seeing the replay now on our monitor in the commentary position, and they're looking again and again at the coming together between Tabitha Joseph and England's Alessia Russo. What's the thinking there, Leanne?
Well, that one is probably a foul to Haiti. Alessia Russo kind of clips.
She does clip the
so
heels of the defender.
So that's maybe what they're looking at. Because if that's a foul, then they can't give the penalty. But the penalty
really impede Joseph, does it?
It doesn't, but she still clipped her. So
Let's see if we can listen in to the decision. Signal made by the referee that she's checked the monitor. And I think the signal from the referee is no penalty and a free kick to Haiti.
Yeah. And I think that probably was the correct decision in the end because of the foul that Alessia Russo committed. But if that wasn't, that's not... She's given her a yellow card.
Russo is booked, and Pierre-Louis has been booked as well for the challenge on Kelly, but I think because the initial foul was by Russo on Joseph, that is why England have not been given a penalty kick and Haiti have been given a free kick. 0-0 it remains, England against Haiti, live on Talksport. Let's cross back to our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that decision. I think it's actually Alessia Russo that we see it on the VAR replay. She clips the back foot of the defender. Yeah, so for me, definitely. But I think we can see now that England are coming back into the game. This big crowd that's here, we're getting behind them. It's normally Brisbane Roar that play here. They struggle to fill it, apparently, so we've been told. They normally get about around 5,000 or 6,000. But for me, looking round now, there's a few empty seats, but not too many. And definitely on the support of England. But for me, as I say, they're just starting to turn the screw now, finding their quality. But still, for me, it's about England being patient.
Thanks, Courtney. 10-8 local time in Brisbane. You're listening to TalkSport. England's first game of the Women's World Cup, goalless against Haiti. This is a game that England are heavily fancied to win comfortably. They have the ball with Kelly, inside right channel, setting up Bronze on the underlap, down by the dead ball line. Haiti have plenty of red shirts behind the ball. Kelly floats it across, and Russo got to it by the gloves of the goalkeeper, and it's gone wide. Russo adjudged to have fouled Kerli Teus, and a free kick to Haiti, but England go close again, and once more Alessia Russo at the heart of the action.
Yeah, I think that was a free kick. You know, Alessia Russo gets their second, takes out the goalkeeper. But I think there's a lot to dissect with that penalty decision, because it was no doubt a penalty, but because of the Alessia Russo, I'm not quite sure why Alessia Russo ends up getting a booking. Because it was a bread and butter, foul. It was just almost like, a coming together of the legs. So I'm not quite sure why that was the case. But Haiti got away with one there, the fact that Alessia Russo made that foul, because that was a definite penalty and definitely should have been a red card. I think the referee booked the player based upon it being a yellow.
Yeah.
How, I don't know, because I don't think you can really give a player a red card when you've already given the foul.
Well,
but that was reckless. That was dangerous play, and Chloe Kelly's leg showed that.
Gash right down her shin, and Haiti may be a little fortunate. It was a foul by Russo on Joseph, the defender, in the build-up, and that's why England didn't get a spot kick. Here they come though with Russo, looking to reach that ball, threaded down the outside left channel by Hemp. It's swept away from danger by Bettina Petit-Frere, the 19-year-old. It's a very young Haiti side, this. A number of teenagers in the starting 11, and a Haiti side without any major tournament experience prior to tonight in Brisbane. The ball is played back to the defender, Limage, and it's a dreadful clearance straight to the feet of Walsh. Walsh for England. It's laid back by Russo from the edge of the penalty area towards Toon, but she can't get a shot away. England starting to really dominate possession now, and territorially we're seeing much more of the game being played in the Haiti half. It's starting to feel a little bit like attack v defence, which is the pattern of play that we expected from the outset, Leanne, but still 0-0.
Yeah, and I think De Mornay is also causing a lot of problems for Keira Walsh, because we haven't seen Keira Walsh get on the ball at all. De Mornay drops in those pockets. You can see she's getting on Keira Walsh's back shoulder quite a lot, and we haven't seen much of the midfield rotation. Ella Toon hasn't been able to get on the ball. I think if Haiti can stop giving away the ball in the back line with Joseph and Limage, they might get a little bit of joy. But right now they keep giving away the ball too much.
Just to illustrate that point, Russo shrugged aside Limage, and the last touch off the Haiti defender. It will be an England corner. Limage has gone down and has stayed down, and she may need to receive some treatment here. Every England game live on the TalkSport network as the Women's World Cup unfolds. We'll have commentary of the Republic of Ireland's second and third group matches as well. And then we're quickly into the top flight domestic season again. We've got 4 exclusive national radio commentaries from the Premier League on the opening weekend. More than 110 Premier League games live this season. More live football than anywhere else on national radio. We're your home of the EFL on TalkSport 2. Plus, of course, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Champions League, the WSL, the Euros next summer. Are you ready, Leanne? Are you ready?
I can't actually believe it's already back, Joe. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the fact that we get to have the Women's World Cup and the games are on in the morning, how perfect is that? Especially on like a Saturday. So it's fantastic the season's back. I feel like it's only just gone away to see all the teams on pre-season tour from the English Premier League. It's fantastic.
On all of the action, all of the time on the TalkSport network. But England's focus The Lionesses focus on making the final at Stadium Australia in Sydney on the 20th of August. A lot of work to do, of course, before then. But Serena Wiegmann taking copious notes in her position in the dugout. The England boss with a dark blue jacket on. And I wonder what she's made of the first half on match day 1. And there's an injury here for Limage, and she looks like she's in real pain, and that's sad to see. And really, I don't think she can continue here. She's limping off. She can barely walk. She's being held up by the Haiti physio as the defender. They'll surely have to make a change. Meanwhile, they'll be temporarily down to 10 Haiti, and without one of their centre-halves to defend the England corner, which will be taken from the far side as we look at it by Chloe Kelly. Bronze and Bright among those forward for England. It's hoisted high towards Lucy Bronze at the back post, and the last touch was off Bathsheba Louis, it looked like. No, in fact, the referee says goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Lucy Bronze has got in there a couple of times on the set pieces, but I think Haiti have defended very well. They look organised. It looked like it almost could have been a handball, to be honest. I'm not sure why Haiti have gone up there with two arms in the air.
Bathsheba Louis jumped, as you say, almost like she was a basketball player jumping to try and catch it. And I tell you what, I don't know whether that skimmed off her fingertips, and I think the referee is in conversation with the VAR again here.
I think so.
We may well yet have another possible check, and we are going to have a possible check. And once more, Emikar Calderas Barrera is going to go across to the pitch side monitor, and I think that Bathsheba Louis has jumped both hands above her head. I think the ball has skimmed her fingertips. I think this is going to be a penalty.
All day long.
That is the most ridiculous piece of defending you will ever see. Let's go to Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Yeah, and we're just here with the referee. I think she's making her decision. It looked like a penalty all day long for me. They're making the decision inside the stadium, and yes, it's an England penalty.
England have a penalty kick. 26 minutes played. An obvious handball. The most obvious handball you will see. England 0, Haiti 0. But England will have the chance to go ahead in the game from the spot, Leanne. It was an easy decision.
All day long. Bathsheba Louis, I mean, I'm not quite sure what she's doing at all. And when we saw it in the initial play, I'm surprised Lucy Bronze wasn't also appealing for it, because she just went up with two arms in the air, got no complaints at all. It's interesting because it looks like Lucy Bronze has got the ball in her hand. It'll be interesting to see who's actually going to take it. Georgia Stanway looks like she's stepping up.
Georgia Stanway, who is regularly spot on for England, albeit they have failed to convert their last 3 World Cup spot kicks, but it's England's number 8 with 27 minutes of the World Cup campaign underway to give England the advantage here in Brisbane against Haiti. Beneath the floodlights in northeastern Australia, Stanway, orange boots, hands on hips, up against the goalkeeper Teos. Here goes Georgia Stanway, right-footed for England, and it's saved! Saved by the goalkeeper! What a stop by Teos! It's yet another penalty save in this 2023 Women's World Cup, and England missed their 4th World Cup penalty in succession. Georgia Stanway foiled brilliantly from the spot, and it's still 0-0. What drama on Talksport.
What an absolutely unbelievable save from Teos. What a save that is.
Oh, and the referee, I think, is going to check that the penalty may need to be retaken here. Was the goalkeeper off her line? She's made the VAR signal again, has the referee. And they're going to check to see whether the penalty, I think, should be retaken, possibly for encroachment.
She signalled it, it's being retaken.
Well, it's an offence by the goalkeeper, we're told, so we can only assume that the goalkeeper was off her line, and she was, as the penalty was taken. Remember, the goalkeeper has to have at least 1 foot on the goal line as the spot kick is taken, and she was just off her line, Teos. Well, it's a cruel game, it's a tough rule, but the laws of the game are the laws of the game, and Stanway will take the penalty, take 2 from the spot, right-footed, and this time she scores! Take 2! Georgia Stanway makes no mistake, rolls it into the bottom corner, and England are off and running at the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. It's heartbreak for the Haiti goalkeeper, but a big sigh of relief for England's Georgia Stanway, her first ever goal at a World Cup, and England have the lead. England 1, Haiti 0.
Well done, Georgia Stanway. It's always difficult stepping up again, especially in quick succession when you just missed the penalty. Fantastic composure. Goes a little bit lower this time and starts it in the bottom left-hand corner. I actually think Tejas was still struggling with the fact that she made that save, and by the time the second penalty came back to the retake, it was almost like she wasn't really ready for it to be taken. So taking nothing away from Georgia Stanway, but I think Tejas was just not ready for the penalty, was probably over-emotional, but England's have got away with one there. Hopefully they can push on now, because the performance hasn't been anywhere near good enough.
And so England's record of penalty misses at the World Cup is brought to an end. It needed 2 attempts for Georgia Stanway. It's her 16th England goal, and now here they come again, the Lionesses. Kelly on the right-hand side, England trying to turn the screw. Half an hour gone, they lead by a goal to 0. Live on Talksport, and that's a foul this time on Diana Pierre-Louis. So England have the advantage. And Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, what did you make of the penalty drama?
Yeah, I think initially it's a real good save. Don't get me wrong, it's a good height. But I agree with what Leanne just said in commentary in terms of, everything, the emotion. She thinks she saves the penalty, Tejas, and I don't think she's quite ready for the second one, although I think it's really well dispatched by Georgia Stanway. It hits the side net, and I think even if the keeper does go the right way, she's really going to struggle to get to it. And in terms of a mentality standpoint from Georgia Stanway, to have that character to step up again, want to take it and dispatch it in quick succession, she's done very, very well.
That's our England reporter, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, who's bringing us all of the colour and the atmosphere from the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Here is Lauren Hemp tearing away down the left-hand side. Haiti have been forced into a substitution, by the way, while we were hearing from Courtney. Limage, the defender, who we told you just before the penalty was awarded, picked up an injury and she's had to come off, and it's Rutni Maturin who is onto the field. Plays her club football at college level in the United States, her 11th Haiti cap. So Haiti forced into a first half change, and it's suddenly all going wrong for them. But England, who are up there with the tournament favourites, started nervously but have got themselves the opening goal, and their mini run without a goal is brought to an end as well. It was 2 matches coming into today, which has been quite unlike them under Serena Wiegmann, Leanne.
It has, and I was really optimistic about this tournament, regardless of how they've come into it. It's only 2 games and only 1 loss under Serena Wiegmann since she's been in charge for almost 2 years. So, and it's hard to fathom that it's not even been a year since the Lionesses won the Euros. I feel like it was an eternity ago. We were saying this before, like, how has it only not even been a year yet?
Feels a decade ago.
It really does. And to see how the game has elevated and it's gone to a different level is incredible. And I think at the end of the day, if they can get out of here with a win, it might not have to be pretty, but a win's a win at the end of the day. But Haiti are not going to sit back, as we've seen. They still need to stay switched on.
Here is Chloe Kelly for England, level with the edge of the Haiti penalty area. England playing from left to right. White shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks. England in Group D. Not the easiest of groups. They have to play Denmark and China, which in terms of world ranking should be a considerably more difficult challenge than what we expected tonight. In fact, Group D has 3 sides ranked in the top 20. That's more than any other group. England are 4 in the world. And it hasn't been straightforward tonight against the team at number 53 in Haiti. But you do feel, Leanne, now that England have the lead, they should really start to seize further control and get more goals.
Yeah, and we've been spoiled with the Lionesses and their performances and how they seem to have annihilated teams. And, going into their send-off game, tying the game 0-0 with Portugal, very underwhelming. But I think we have to realise that we're still a good team. I think if we play this way against a better team, a Denmark or a China, it'll be difficult. I don't think some of the players that have come into the team, we haven't seen Ella Toon, and I say come into the team, Lauren James, I'd expected to have played in that position. I know Serena Wiegmann doesn't like change. We saw during the Euro she didn't make 1 change throughout from the starting 11. but I don't think it's worked. I don't think the formation has worked with the personnel that's in there. We haven't seen Alex Greenwood getting down the left-hand side at all, and that's not her fault, but we just haven't seen Lucy Bronze attacking down the right. You know, we've not seen any interchangeability in the middle. Alessia Russo's barely touched the ball. So it'll be interesting because players like Lauren James will come into this game and Rachel Daly, and then if they end up scoring or having an impact, you know, it'll be interesting to see for the next game what the team selection will be then, because this hasn't been good enough.
Well, she used an entirely unchanged side, starting lineup at least, for every game of Euro 2022, did Serena Wiegmann. We can see a clip on our monitor in the commentary position of Limage being stretchered off, and indeed, is she getting extra air there? That's not nice to see. Well, we wish Jennifer Limage of Haiti a speedy recovery as she's stretchered off around behind the goal and towards the dressing rooms. Here come England with Hemp looking to push the ball towards the dead ball line. Too much on that for Russo to reach, and out of play for a goal kick. But Georgia Stanway's retaken penalty just prior to the hour mark, at the half-hour mark rather, separates the two teams. We're 35 minutes into the game if you're just joining us live on Talksport in the FIFA Women's World Cup. England looking to win the tournament for the very first time. They've never gone beyond the semi-finals. This is the very first group game, so a long way to go. Heavy touch by the goalkeeper Teos, who just got away with the clearance under pressure. Haiti are camped deep in their own half now, really. England are starting to really dominate the game, and there's much more control over the ball than England had, certainly in the early stages. Remember that Haiti had one really good chance for the striker Borgella. But as you say, Leanne, generally speaking for England, it's a performance that's lacked fluency. And we said before the match that there were places up for grabs, and that may well be the case even after the 90 minutes are done here.
Yeah, and the only way I can see Haiti scoring is if it's a poor giveaway, you know, an unforced error or a lapse in judgment from our back line. I don't think they should really be causing us loads and loads of problems.
Here come Haiti with Dumornay in the centre circle, driving forward and poking the ball to her right-hand side. Mondesir, the captain, has got to it. Mondesir flicks in the cross. Dumornay, far post, tried a bicycle kick, and Bright got a touch on it just to glance it away from her. Well, that would have been a spectacular effort from Dumornay had she been able to connect. Millie Bright just got the faintest of touches on the cross, and then there's a foul given in favour of England by the referee. But I tell you what, Melky Dumornay looks some player. She's made the move to Lyon, who are one of European football's top teams in the women's game, and I'm sure we will see her starring at the very top next season.
Yeah, Haiti break really well on the counter. We've seen where they had that opportunity earlier on with Borgella, but in that situation, Mondesir broke really well down the right-hand side. And I love the fact that Dumornay went for the extravagant. It nearly came off. It was there. It's set up for her to be able to bike it, and it didn't quite come off. But they definitely break really, really well. And we can see that England can't fall asleep on this Haiti team. Just because it's 1-0 doesn't mean it's going to be a foregone conclusion. It's going to be 4 or 5-0 in the end. Haiti haven't looked phased since they conceded, and had the penalty have not been given, it was a definite penalty, this game probably would have been still, 0-0 and still would have been going. The Haiti team would have been still going for it.
Haiti have looked, as you say, Leanne, more than capable of creating. Plenty of live sport today across the network. We've got updates from the Open at Royal Liverpool. Day 4 of the third Ashes test as the ball is crossed into the near post by Hemp and gathered by the goalkeeper under some pressure from Kelly. Good handling by Teos. And at 8 o'clock tonight on Talksport 2, more of the PDC World Match Play Darts, the semi-finals, live on Talksport 2 from Blackpool. It was a decent ball into the near post, that, and good handling by the goalkeeper.
It was, and I think when Alessia Russo plays in this 9 role, I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's brilliant as a person and as a player, but I think England need to find a way of creating opportunities for her. I think when players like Rachel Daly, similarly to when Ellen White used to run her socks off and then would come off in the 60th minute and then Alessia Russo would come in, it's almost like we're seeing that role change now, and Ellen White is not there and Alessia Russo's taken on that role.
Header away by the Haiti right-back Petit Frere, only as far as Lauren Hemp, who swings in the cross. Russo's there, good header away by the defender. It's come back to the edge of the penalty area now. England still on the attack. Lucy Bronze by the dead ball line. She's nutmegs the defender, but she can't get beyond the firm but fair challenge of Ketna Louis. And now an opportunity for Haiti to break with Mondesir, who prods it forward from the halfway line right down the middle. That's a relatively straightforward interception from Carter to send it back to Mary Earps. And Earps, very calm, the goalkeeper on the ball, turns away from the onrushing Dumornay. She's hardly had a touch, Mary Earps, the England goalkeeper. Of course, so impressive at the Euros, and games like this are a test of her concentration, it feels like, Leanne, more than anything.
Absolutely brilliant play from Mary Earps. You know, dropped the shoulder, very calm in that situation. I'm sure Serena Wiegmann wasn't that calm watching it from the sideline, but she always knew what she was doing and was always in control. And I think the Haiti team in the back line, we saw Lucy Bronze, one of the first times we've seen her get down the right-hand side, but they defended so well. Louis came across and just, you know, took the ball, and then they went on the counter. So I'd be interested to see in the second half. Alessia Russo knows, I think she needs a goal within this game. I think she definitely needs a goal. With a player like Rachel Daly on the bench, knocking on the door, I think she needs to score in this game, 100%.
England 1, Haiti 0. Stanway's ball in. There is Lauren Hemp at the far post. It floated over the head of Russo, and Hemp, I think it came off her chest, really. No power on the effort as it floated towards goal, and a relatively easy save for the goalkeeper Teos, and it stays just 1-0 to England.
Yeah, I actually thought Lauren Hemp should have done better there. I thought it was a brilliant ball into the box from Georgia Stanway, and it was almost like she went for the head, but there wasn't that much pace on it. She probably could have controlled it on her chest or brought it down on the thigh and then put it in the back of the net. But good play from Georgia Stanway, getting into good areas, and England look like they're a little bit more controlled in this game so far. The momentum is probably the best spell of possession we've seen them have.
Here come England now with Stanway, right of centre, midway inside the Haiti half. It's Kelly driving in field from the right, looks for Stanway again, but Haiti defensively disciplined with virtually everybody bar the front two back behind the ball. It's not long towards Rosalord Borgella, but Jess Carter's there to sweep it clear for England. England with Stanway now, edge of the centre circle. She's gone in for a 50-50 and has managed to beat Shirley Judy, the midfielder, to the ball. And now Lauren Hemp driving in field from the England left. She whips it across. It could come to Rousseau. Only half cleared by Haiti, but the loose ball is picked up by the captain, Mondesir. Mondesir up towards Borgella at the lip of the centre circle. She's fouled by Minnie Bright, and Haiti have won themselves a free kick and just a little bit of a foothold. But it's not been the entirely free-flowing England performance that we would have expected.
No, but I think you've also got to give a lot of credit to Haiti. I think they've mixed up play. I think they've looked fearless. When they have the ball, they look composed on the ball, and I think you have to give them a little bit of credit, because a lot of teams think, you know, England are going to win. People think England are going to win this game pretty comfortably. I was one of those people. But Haiti have really given a good account of themselves, and considering they're 53rd in the world rankings, that just stands for nothing, as we've seen in this game so far.
And to give you a sense of what Haiti are up against, the England boss Serena Wiegmann, if you include the Tokyo Olympics, has only lost one match in normal time in 4 major tournaments that she has taken charge of, and that was the last World Cup final when she was the Netherlands boss against the United States. A Euros winner with the Dutch, a Euros winner with England. It's not a bad record.
It's what she does.
A serial winner, you'd have to say. Haiti have scooped the ball long from the free kick, and it's a downward header by Bathsheba Louis, who gave away the penalty with that rather inexplicable handball, gathered easily by Mary Earps, all in bright yellow away to our left, the England goalkeeper. It's relatively mild for the middle of the winter, I guess, in Australia, about 14-15 degrees, dark overhead, and the floodlights are on. Mexican waves in the crowd in Brisbane.
You know I hate those, Joe.
I bet Courtney Sweetman-Kirk's taking part.
Sweet Caroline as well. Remember, we always talk about that.
Yeah, you're not a big fan, right?
No. I'm all for people having fun, though. That's all that matters.
Sweet Caroline, the soundtrack to England's triumph at the Euros, it felt like last summer. You could put up with it then. Here is Lauren Hemp driving forward for England, poking it through the middle towards Rousseau. Rousseau spins and turns. Very neat footwork by Rousseau on the edge of the penalty area. She's threaded it left to the far side, and Greenwood drives in the cross. Rousseau's header, and it skims wide. Maybe could have let it run for Lauren Hemp, who is just behind her. England with another half chance. 1-0 up against Haiti.
Great ball into the box. Fantastic ball from Alex Greenwood. She almost had too much time, but absolutely brilliant ball, and Lauren Hemp probably was in a better position. It went off Alessia Russo's shoulder in the end, but what I'm seeing from Alessia Russo so far is that I think she's put herself about a lot. I think she's a top player, but I think she's trying too hard. When you're in that position, I've been there before, from a centre forward perspective, you know someone's breathing down your throat.
Tremendous sliding challenge from Millie Bright, but Haiti have won the ball back, and it's Dumornay playing it through the middle. Opportunity on the edge of the penalty area, possibly for Borgella, who spins, turns, sets up Dumornay from the angle on her favoured right foot. Again taking on Bright. Very nimble footwork from Dumornay. Edge of the 6-yard box now. The cross is blocked by a sliding Bright again. Once more Dumornay looking a real threat for the England defence, and it's the skipper Millie Bright who makes an important challenge. A Haiti corner, 90 seconds of normal time remaining at the end of the first half.
Brilliant play from Dumornay, Mondesir, absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, with Dumornay, she shouldn't be causing as many problems as she is. She's a great player, we know that, one of the best young players in the world. But there's 4 players there around her, and I think she's just been able to get the ball too easily. I think they're getting through the back line too easily with England.
Well, it is worth saying England looked a bit shaky in their first game of the Euros last summer against Austria, a game that they won by a goal to nil. It wasn't an entirely convincing performance, and of course they got better and better as the tournament went on. Not an entirely convincing first half here, but they lead Haiti in Australia by a goal to nil at the very start of England's World Cup campaign. The Lioness is defending a corner here. 30 seconds of normal time to go. Ball whipped in, header wide by Borgella. She should have scored. What an opportunity. A second of the match for Rosalord Borgella, who is a threat in the air. And really, from 6 yards out, it's a virtual free header. And she didn't really make any meaningful contact, and it goes wide. Last touch actually might have been off an England player. Either way, another huge let-off for the Lionesses.
It was, and initially it looked like a really bad miss from Borgella, but Alessia Russo actually flicked it out for a corner, and they never even gave it. But Borgella, if the ball would have fallen to her, I have no doubt if it would have taken the deflection. I can't believe how the referees missed that. I know we missed it in the initial play, but they've seen that again, and someone should be telling her in her ear, that's a corner.
Well, here we go with the extended added time, just like we saw at the World Cup in Qatar. We've seen it at the Women's World Cup here so far in Australia and New Zealand. 9 added minutes. Every stoppage is taken into account, and 9 more minutes of the first half remain. Sarina Wiegman with a studious, maybe stern look on her face on the edge of the technical area, standing with her arms behind her back to the left of the halfway line as we look at it live on Talksport. England lead Haiti by a goal to nil, but it hasn't been a convincing first half performance for England. And as I say, important I guess not to get too carried away by that, as the goalkeeper Teos comes out to gather the ball at the feet of Alessia Russo. She's not the sort of head coach, certainly not to panic, and of course England do have the lead. Do you anticipate any changes at half-time potentially, or is that unlikely, Leanne Sanderson?
I don't think at half-time. I think during the game, obviously, I think in around the 60th minute, we'll see players like Rachel Daly come into the game. And it's difficult, because when I say Alessia Russo was trying too hard, people that played the game will know exactly what I mean. You start snatching at things, you start over, like, you don't catch the ball. She should have scored after the first 10 minutes. And Alessia Russo of last year would have just controlled the ball and put it in the back of the net. So you feel like that pressure's there. You know Rachel Daly's had a fantastic season in the WSL. You know that question mark has been there. So she has to deliver, she has to score. And you're always going to be judged. As a centre forward, yes, you can get assists, but you're always going to be judged upon your goal scoring. So I think Lauren James will come into this game. I hope Beth England. I'm not quite sure if Sarina feels the way I do about Bethany England. I know she's picked her, but she didn't play a minute at the Euros. But I think she's definitely someone that can come in and do a job.
Well, that was a risky looping back pass by Bright to the goalkeeper Earps, and the England number 1 has to scoop the clearance high into the dark evening sky. It was a poor back pass, and now Dumornay's turned away from Walsh, edge of the box, pokes it forward to Borgella, angle very tight, Borgella crosses it, hits Greenwood, then hits Borgella and goes behind for a goal kick. But that was a potential half chance for Haiti that really was of England's making more than anything initially.
It was. I want to highlight the fact this was absolutely brilliant defending from Alex Greenwood, absolutely brilliant 1v1 defending. But I think Millie Bright, I think we've seen it's pretty obvious. It's difficult when you haven't played for a number of months to then start in a World Cup. You know, even if it is against a team that's ranked 53rd, the pace is still there. You know, it doesn't look like there's a massive gap in the world rankings right now in relation to where the game's gone. And I think Millie Bright and Jess Carter, I don't think that pairing has worked within this game so far. I really don't. So maybe, you know, we can see Alex Greenwood going there. I don't think it's enough to make, you know, to say, oh, it's a crisis, we need to make changes in the back line. But it hasn't worked so far.
We've had 3 of the 9 added minutes at the end of the first half. England 1, Haiti 0, but Haiti have proven themselves to be an enterprising side. more than capable of causing England problems on this evidence at least. Leanne Sanderson, former England striker, alongside me in the Talksport commentary box, and Leanne is going to be one of our top team for the Talksport Trophy next Friday, live on H&J, 1 till 4 on Talksport. A five-a-side game of epic proportions between Team Breakfast and the Talksport All-Stars, Leanne.
What have I let myself in for? I was about to say before that Serena Wiegmann makes me want to come out of retirement without all the running. So I'm looking forward to playing in that game. It'll be a bit of fun.
Well, I have to warn you, it's going to be live on YouTube as well as live on Talksport.
I'm all good. I'll be like Pirlo.
YouTube channel.
I'll be like Pirlo, sit there, play the ball.
Oh, I bet. I can't wait.
No running.
I can't wait to watch it. Leanne will be in action. That is the Team Breakfast against Talksport All-Stars, live on H&J. And next Friday, Hawksby and Jacobson 1 on Talksport. It'll be great fun, and yeah, you can watch it on our Talksport YouTube channel as well. 4 minutes of the 9 played in the first half still. Live from the Women's World Cup, England leading Haiti by 1-0. Alex Greenwood pushing the ball forward towards the left winger Lauren Hemp. It's a half tackle by Petit Frere, the Haiti right back, and now Jody, number 9, will poke it forward to De Mornay, the danger player, over the halfway line. Greenwood has slipped and might be hurt. Meanwhile, England are in trouble. 3 against 3. De Mornay down the right-hand side, floating the cross. Borgello with the header over the top. That was a difficult chance under pressure from Lucy Bronze. England caught at the back again. Not sure where the midfield was. Header over the top, goal kick.
It would have been interesting because I think Alex Greenwood felt like she got clipped, but I don't think she did in the end. And then it's a good play. You know, again, they're causing all sorts of problems. De Mornay, Borgello finds herself in that situation. Wasn't the easiest of chances, but they do look like they can potentially score when they are breaking. And I think Kira Walsh is having to drop so deep. I think De Mornay's done a really good job and so have the front line of Haiti, because Kira Walsh has had no space on the ball at all. They're just boxing her out. But I think then there should be other players available, like Ella Toon. We haven't seen her at all in this first half get on the ball.
Well, Serena Wiegmann said before the game the pressure's always there for the Lionesses. Everybody expected England to win the Euros, win the opening game of the group stages last summer. She said England did that. They dealt with the pressure, and they do lead here. And of course, it's very early days in the tournament. Lauren Hemp crossing high from the left. Here comes the goalkeeper, and she gathers it well. Does Teus, with a lime green kit on, a t-shirt, right in front of Alessia Russo. And the goalkeeper's done well. Remember, the Stanway penalty that's given England the lead, it feels like a long time ago now, was retaken after initially a brilliant save from the goalkeeper. But rules are rules, and they were right to retake the penalty because Teus, much to her desperate disappointment, I'm sure, was just off her line when it was taken.
Yeah, it was a definite. The retake needed to happen. I think Teus' save was absolutely incredible, and I felt like the emotion that was still carrying through from that moment wasn't allowing her to be set for the second penalty. Georgia Stanway stepped up and put it in the back of the net. Great composure, great mentality to be able to do that.
The retake was very quick, as you say, but Stanway went the same place, albeit low into the bottom corner this time rather than driving the ball high, and the ball hit the back of the net. And England are off and running. Here is Hemp, middle of the Haiti half, hugging that far side touchline, almost like an old-fashioned winger. Lauren Hemp, she has tremendous pace, good crossing ability, dead ball line, get it in the box. Here is Bright for England as the ball's recycled back to the centre circle. Bright enters the Haiti half. England in the white shirts, and now Lucy Bronze with all of her experience, her 106th England cap today. Good spin and turn by the goal scorer Stanway to find Walsh, and now Ella Toon thought about going for goal from the edge of the D. Not seen much of Ella Toon today. The ball is cleared by the substitute defender Maturin over the halfway line. Carter goes down, fouled by Borgello. Not much in the challenge, but enough to send Carter sprawling, and a free kick to England with 90 seconds of the first half in stoppage time remaining.
Yeah, definite foul on Jess Carter from Borgello, but I think we're seeing with Chloe Kelly and Lauren Hemp, they're hugging the lines really well. I think Lauren Hemp is really disciplined in doing that, but I think we've seen a lot of joy when Chloe Kelly comes inside on that instance, and which allows Lucy Bronze to overlap.
Might open up here for Stanway, 25 yards out, threaded ball towards the edge of the penalty area as a poor one, overhit and cleared away by Petit Frere. England have it back with Greenwood. Steers it wide, angles the ball to the left, and Hemp gets away from the defender with ease. Chips in the cross. It lands on the edge of the 6-yard box. Chloe Kelly is there, headed away by the defender Joseph this time. Haiti pick up the second ball. Dumornay from midway inside our own half. A sweeping pass high over halfway. Headed down very carefully and calmly by Carter. Good composure from the England centre-half. And the Lionesses now have it with Greenwood on halfway. We've got 30 seconds left, and England should see this out up until half-time. Here is Stanway, right of centre, again in the middle of the Haiti half. Wide on the right is Kelly. England flags all around the stadium. Slide tackle comes in from Maturin, and out of play it goes for an England throw, which Kelly takes quickly. Stanway corner the penalty area, can't evade the challenge of Dumornay, who has gone down, and Stanway is penalised. Is the referee going to pull out the yellow card here? I don't think she is. It's Diana Pierre-Louis who was caught, and Stanway has indeed been booked.
I think Haiti have defended amazingly well 1v1. Chloe Kelly went up 1v1 there, and I think she did really, really well to defend that. I think they've been excellent defensively.
And after 54 minutes of the first half, that is half-time. An England lead in their opening game of the 2023 World Cup, though it hasn't been an entirely convincing performance by any means against a very spirited and enterprising Haiti team who have carved out 2 or 3 good opportunities. Really, though, the first half is the story of the penalty that never was, the penalty that was, and the penalty that was retaken. In the end, Georgia Stanway needed 2 bites of the cherry. The first spot kick was saved by Teus, but the goalkeeper had come off her line. It was retaken, and England's number 8 rolled the ball into the bottom corner to give them the half-time advantage, though I don't think Serena Wiegmann will be entirely happy with the performance. Half-time on match day 1 in Australia. England 1, Haiti 0.
I don't think any of us are particularly happy with that first half performance, Leanne Sanderson. I mean, it was certainly filled with drama, but the Lionesses far from the side that we know they can be.
Yeah, and maybe I was a bit delusional coming into the tournament when I said I thought we were going to be okay. I mean, I'm not going to get carried away. It's the first game. We saw in the Euros, you know, we didn't start the Euros greatly well when Beth Mead scored that goal, and then we kind of got better. Serena Wiegmann has certain standards. The Lionesses are not meeting those standards today. All over the field, I think, you know, I don't think the Jess Carter Millie Bright pairing has worked. I think that's caused a lot of problems. I think it's made Kira Walsh having to drop a bit deeper, which has then left massive gaps between Georgia Stanway and Ella Toone. We haven't seen Ella Toone get on the ball at all in that half. Alessia Russo had a couple of chances that I believe she would usually put in the back of the net, especially the first one where she kind of snatched at it when she rushed it. So not getting carried away. You know, the Lionesses have still got a lot of growth to do, but I think definitely substitutions within this game will happen. Lauren James and Rachel Daly will come into this game. They have to. Yeah, they do. And it's been sloppy at times, which we have talked about with this England side previously. Perhaps lucky to be ahead, and that is credit to Haiti, who've been a real surprise package for me. Yeah, they have, and I think sometimes when a team that's the one that's supposed to win by a lot of goals and win comfortably, you focus on what they're not doing. I want to focus on, and it's a great point, Faye, Haiti have been really good defensively. You know, Dumornay's been brilliant. Borgella's had a couple of chances, especially the first one. She should have put it in the back of the net, and it could have been a different game. So I think they've been excellent, Haiti, defensively. 1v1. You know, Lauren Hemp's got a lot of joy down the left-hand side a couple of times, but whenever Chloe Kelly's got the ball, they're getting tight. You know, they're not given any opportunities for them to put the ball in the back of the net. So a fair play to Haiti. Let's talk a little bit about the VAR and penalty drama. I mean, first of all, Alessia Russo penalised. We thought it was a foul on her, but it turns out she gave the foul. Strange yellow card to give, I thought, but right decision ultimately. And then the penalty, which again was a right decision. It was more like a basketball defensive challenge that was coming in from the Haiti defender. Very, very strange. Blatant penalty, and then retaken because Curly Teos did come off her line, but the composure from Georgia Stanway to take it the second time was impressive. Yeah, there's so much in there, Faye, isn't there? So much happened in a short space of time. I'm so proud of Georgia Stanway for stepping up again, especially on this, you know, on this occasion at the World Cup opener. You know, missing that penalty, the confidence would have been down. I thought Teus wasn't ready for the second penalty. I felt like she was almost over emotional with regards to the feeling of saving. That was an unbelievable save on the first one, And then obviously Alessia Russo does clip, the Haiti centre-back, which means that it wasn't going to be a penalty on Chloe Kelly, but it would have been a penalty. Not woulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight's a great thing, but Chloe Kelly had the biggest, slice down the shin.
It was almost like a gash, wasn't it?
And then the referee gives a yellow card for that. So it's a red card. So it's just an interesting one. There's been a lot to dissect. But England are 1-0 up. It's not a devastation thing. We have to not get too carried away on the way we haven't played, but it has to be better. And Serena Wiegman knows that. All over the field of play, it has to be better.
Yep, certainly does. England lead 1-0 against Haiti at the break in a drama-filled first half. Second half action coming up next here on World Cup Game Day Live on Talksport. Right at the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, England lead Haiti in their Group D opener by 1-0. Talksport's reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk has been watching. What did you make of that first half performance, Courtney?
I think the big thing for me is England have been very poor in the transition. And I think you've got to give credit to Haiti, the way that they've set up, and they've been very clever in their positioning. But when either they are given the ball, Haiti, or whether it gets nicked, for example, there's a couple of times where it's happened at centre half, and for me the balance has been off. So whether it be Millie Bright or Jess Carter, there needs to be then the other centre half and the full backs coming in quicker to make sure that they can defend. I think sometimes you've got to think worst case scenario. And going forward, for me, the midfield, there's got to be better rotation. It's going out to wide areas really, really well. I think Lauren Hempen and Chloe Kelly are really hugging the touchlines, and that then will make space for the midfield if there's a bit more rotation. But for me, there's got to be more movement to get on the ball.
I mean, we never know what Serena Wiegman is going to do. She doesn't tend to make half-time substitutions that often, but in this case, do you think she will, or will she wait 10 minutes or so to see how they bed in?
No, I could be wrong, but I think that she will wait. At the end of the day, they're still winning. It's still 1-0. As you say, she won't be overly a fan of that performance, I'm sure, but I don't think she'll show her hand that quickly. I think she'll say in the changing rooms, look girls, you've got 10 minutes. If I don't see what I want to, then there's going to be changes.
They looked pretty angry going off the pitch into the tunnel. I'm sure there'll be a proper honest debrief at half time. So what are you expecting the players to come out and do? Are they going to get the bit in their teeth this time round, because they were slow to start?
Yeah, slow to start, and I think for me, as I say, it's the movement and the dynamism going forward that we're very much lacking. I think the way that we're playing, trying to get the ball into wide areas, it's working well. So then either the ball's got to be better into Alessia Russo, or as I say, it starts earlier with the movement, because the two number 8s as we're playing, Georgia Stanway and Ella Toone, are very, very flat. So either Toone, it's more likely that it's going to be she's got to make that run beyond Alessia Russo so she can drop in and get the ball, or they need to obviously drop into the half space and try and get the ball on the half turn to provide something for Alessia Russo.
Yeah, absolutely right. Back with you very shortly, Courtney. 5 minutes until the second half kicks off. Live commentary here on Talksport. Right, heading back to Brisbane and the Suncorp Stadium as England's players prepare to come out for this second half, leading Haiti by 1-0 in their opening Group D match of the Women's World Cup. Part of our commentary team, of course, the wonderful Leanne Sanderson, World Cup bronze medalist with England back in 2015. Leanne, Courtney was saying there what England need to do. Do you think that Serena Wiegman's going to make any changes at half-time, or is she just going to see how it plays out?
I can't see her making them at half-time, although I think she should. It's always difficult as a player when you get pulled at half-time. I don't think there's been an individual that's been having a really bad game. You have to pull them. I think collectively it's just not been good enough overall. So I think she'll let it go for 10-15 minutes. That's what coaches usually do. 60th minute mark, around that, start to make those substitutions. But I think what I like about Serena Wiegman, she makes in-game decisions. She spoke about that in her the pre-game audio we put out. And I think that's a big difference between a lot of coaches and her, where she's able to adapt to what's happening in the game. She wouldn't be happy with that first half performance, but I'm just mindful of getting carried away, and thinking that because we've become so accustomed, Faye, to us being so good. But maybe, people were talking about our form going into the World Cup, and I was saying, it doesn't matter, we'll be okay. But judging by the first half, it hasn't been good enough, and it's almost, carried on where it left off against Portugal, and in those types of games against Australia.
Absolutely. The Lionesses are back on the pitch. Haiti players back out there as well. A smile on Georgia Stanway, the goal scorer's face currently, but will we see a better showing from the Lionesses in the second half, or can Haiti cause a shock in this opening Group D match? Let's find out in the company of your commentary team, Leanne Sanderson and Joe Shannon.
Well, the eventual World Cup winners have started their campaign with a victory in all 8 Women's World Cups to date. England hoping to get off to a flyer here in Group D. It hasn't been convincing so far, but they have the advantage, leading Haiti by 1-0, and no half-time changes for England. It's as you were. The second half is back underway, live on Talksport. England playing from right to left, white shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks, and Haiti from left to right, all in red. A very encouraging and enterprising performance from Haiti. Their World Cup debut, ranked at 53 in the world. They have pushed England, but the Lionesses, the European champions, have the lead. Lauren Hemper started out on the right early in the second half. She's played the ball infield to Kira Walsh, middle of the Haiti half. And now Alex Greenwood with the blonde hair and the orange boots sets up Kelly. Kelly quickly towards the dead ball line, and Ella Toon, who tried to keep the ball in place. She does. It's come back to Kelly. Very tight angle, lovely feet. Kelly's cross takes a deflection off the defender. I think it hit Shirley Jody, and it's gathered in the end of the near post by the goalkeeper. But amazing, nimble, quick footwork from Chloe Kelly in an almost impossible position to carve out a good early chance in the second half for England. They lead 1-0, and here's the former England striker, Leanne Sanderson.
Great footwork from Chloe Kelly, fantastic. 1 minute into the second half, getting on the ball, causing problems. The main problem there was Ella Toon actually made a real attacking run, which allowed the space to be underneath for Chloe Kelly.
I'll give you the two sides in full in just a moment at the start of the second half. The other match in Group D at the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand will take place in a relatively short space of time. Denmark against China. England, who play Denmark next Friday morning, live at 9:30 on Talksport 2, and then on Tuesday the 1st of August, England against China to complete the group stages. That's a midday start. Again, commentary on Talksport 2. We have both of Ireland's remaining group matches live on Talksport 2 as well. So England continue with Earps in goal, Bronze, Bright, Carter and Greenwood the back four, with Stanway the goal scorer from the penalty spot in the first half, a retaken penalty converted by Georgia Stanway. Walsh and Toon are the three in the middle. Kelly, Hemp and Russo are the front three for England, who have the likes of Beth England, Rachel Daly and Lauren James all on the bench. Remains to be seen how long it'll take before we see any of those players come into the fray. I'll give you the Haiti team in full in a moment as well, but here they come, this young and exciting team. Bachiba-Louis looks to thread the ball forward to the corner of the penalty area, and the very impressive 19-year-old Dumornay, but the loose ball is swept clear by Carter, out of play for a Haiti throw. A lot of plaudits for Haiti after that first half performance, Leanne.
Yeah, they were fearless, they were physical, they had good quality on the ball, they looked composed on the ball. So I think you've got to give them a lot of credit, but England definitely need to step it up, no doubt. And I think if they stepped it up to the levels we know they can, they would win this game pretty comfortably. We've seen, just because they went 1-0 up, people assume that England will go on to win 2-3, 4-0. Hasn't worked out that way. Haiti have still come after it, still been high pressing, still been winning the ball. They're countering quite well. The only thing is they're in isolation, Haiti, when they counter. They don't counter with 4 or 5 like England do. They're going with 2 players. So they'll have to change that, but they're still looking really dangerous when they are going forward.
England did not convince in the 3 games coming into the tournament. Their worst winless run under Serena Wiegman. Nonetheless, under their Dutch head coach, they have been outstanding, and they have turned themselves into tournament winners. England under Wiegman played 32, won 25, drawn 6, lost 1. Here is Kira Walsh midway inside her own half. So the Haiti team, Teus in goal, no changes for them. Petit Frere, Mathurin, Joseph and Ketna Louis, the back four. Bachiba-Louis, who gave away the penalty, which was converted by Georgia Stanway. Jeudi, Pierre-Louis and Mondesir in midfield, and they've got players over here, Haiti, as they drive forward on the attack. Dumornay counting one! Good save by the goalkeeper! And it's scrambled away by England. They still haven't dealt with it yet. Eventually Walsh will poke it clear. Mary Earp's first test was a stern one, but she got 2 strong hands behind the ball to repel the fearsome effort from the real danger player, Dumornay.
Brilliant strike, brilliant save for Mary Earps. Dumornay caught that really well. Mary Earps' very strong hand in the initial play. came from Lucy Bronze kind of getting body checked off the field of play. It wasn't a foul, but those ones definitely hurt. So England were kind of at 6s and 7s at the back trying to recover. And as I've said before, Joe, they look dangerous when they go forward. They look probably more dangerous than we do at times, and that's kind of scary to say, but they look like they're more threatening. They're creating opportunities. I think when England are going 1v1, Haiti are doing a really good job defending them.
England 1, Haiti 0 it remains, but England's advantage is a slender one. 5 minutes into the second half, Dumornay and Borgella the front two for Haiti, and Dumornay, best player on the pitch so far.
Definitely, I agree with that. I think it's interesting as well, because whenever I've said I think Serena Wiegman should make changes, I think Serena Wiegman's quite stubborn in her team selection, and I can imagine she's either going to make change in around the 60th minute, or she'll keep it the way it is all the way until like the 80th or something like that. So I've always said in Serena we trust. You know, she's won 2 back-to-back major tournaments with the European Championships with the Netherlands and England. So, you know, she knows exactly what she's doing, but she won't be happy with this performance at all.
A dreadful sliding tackle by Lauren Hemp, which is surely going to result in a booking for the England winger. It is. Yellow card out of the pocket of the referee. A foul by Hemp just inside the Haiti half. And England's number 11 is yellow carded early in the second period, and England have not got going again. England continue to look unconvincing on match day 1. The Haiti skipper Mondesir, who was fouled by Hemp, has gone to ground. Haiti, who really have nothing to lose coming into the World Cup. The head coach Nicolas Delapine has said that football is like a religion in Haiti, and of course they've had some terrible natural disasters over the last 10-15 years, Haiti, and I think the head coach is reflecting on that and saying that the country really has clung to football in difficult circumstances, and Haiti's women in their first ever World Cup match really are pushing England. And Hemp yellow carded for the foul on Mondesir, who's receiving some treatment. Well, the way it's going, Leanne, I don't think Serena Wiegman will leave it too long before the first changes.
No, she won't. I actually don't think that was a yellow card. I think Mondesir made the most of that. Hopefully she's going to be okay, but I don't think there was much in it at all. I think she encouraged the referee to kind of make that yellow card based upon her reaction to it. Hopefully she'll be okay. We've seen Lamage having to go off in the first half early on due to an injury, but I think she'll be okay.
Mexican waves in the stadium here. It's just gone a 8:45 local time in Brisbane, Australia. The floodlights are on. It's a dark and relatively mild evening for the middle of winter in northeastern Australia. And Mondesir, as I say, back up on her feet. Leanne Sanderson in the commentary box. Leanne, who's going to get her shooting boots on for team breakfast against the Talksport All-Stars, live on Talksport and on our YouTube channel next Friday during H&J 1 till 4. Bet you can't wait for that.
No, I can't wait. It's going to be a great
day. With
day.
all the enthusiasm in the world.
No, it's going to be a great day.
Here goes Russo for England over the halfway line. Russo steered the ball to the right, and Hemp and Kelly playing as inverted wingers for England in this second half, and Hemp is driving on the outside of the defender Maturin. She goes down, sandwiched in between 2 red shirts. It's swept clear by Ketna Louis for Haiti. Up to the halfway line, and now it's brought down cleverly by Batchabaloui, who pokes it square to Dumornay. Dumornay striding forward at great pace, 30 yards from goal. That's an instinctive and excellent tackle from Kira Walsh. Just a deft, subtle touch to poke it away from Dumornay. That's what Kira Walsh does so well.
Brilliant tackle from Kira Walsh, standing up, nice little toe poke, great, because Dumornay was on the break again. They look so dangerous when they're going forward, they really do. But I think Kira Walsh did really, really well there, and we haven't really seen her being able to get on the ball. I would say it's not been her fault. I think they've done a really good job defensively, Haiti, and organised. You can see Kira Walsh is quite frustrated, not being able to get any space on the ball.
Here's Kelly for England, now in the left wing position, mud on one of her white socks. She looks to thread it infield to the run of Alex Greenwood on the underlap, but too much on that ball, and it's out of play for a goal kick to Haiti, away to the left-hand side. We mentioned the England flags that are dotted around the stadium in the first half. Still haven't seen a Manchester United flag yet, Leanne, I'm afraid.
That's okay. I think on that ball as well, on the run that Alex Greenwood made, you can see Chloe Kelly was kind of holding her arms out as if to say, what do you want me to do? Because it was a purposeful run from Alex Greenwood, but it was almost like a decoy, which might have allowed Chloe Kelly to go inside.
Oh, some Manchester United shirts in the crowd.
That's what I like to see.
I knew you would. Here's De Mornay, right wing position, a slide tackle by Millie Bright for England. The ball has hit the corner flag and not gone out of play. De Mornay reacted quicker than the two England players back, Toon and Bright. And Haiti still have it in an advanced attacking position here, and the throw is won by Diana Pierre-Louis. And England just not quite quick enough on the uptake at times in this game, that they do still lead in their first group match in Group D of the World Cup by a 1-0.
Well, that would have been a bit of a freak situation if that would have ended up in a goal, because all the players thought it went out for a goal kick and it actually hit the post, the corner flag, and stayed in.
Rousseau's held the ball up neatly midway inside her own half. The Haiti throw in the right wing position came to nothing. So Georgia Stanway's penalty separates the two teams. That's a dreadful clearance by Millie Bright. Straight to Mondesir, and the captain, maybe a rush of blood to the head. She went for goal from 40 yards, smacked it about 40 yards over the top, and now she goes down again. I don't think it's an injury. She's just fiddling with maybe a little bit of tape on her ankle, or maybe with her laces. But it's a chance gone for Haiti as England continue to look unconvincing, albeit the USA, even in a 3-0 victory over Thailand, were not probably at their best. Spain could have scored more against Costa Rica. They won by 3-0. England lead, and that ultimately, I suppose, certainly early on in a major tournament, the result is all that matters. Let's get the thoughts now of our England reporter in Brisbane, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Thanks, Joe. I still think the transition for England is a huge problem. Whether it's being given the ball away or like it's almost 50-50 balls, but Haiti always seems to be coming out the better side of it, and almost that's not an accident at times. I don't know whether it's the fact that this back four don't have much experience together, but as I say, the stability and the cover is just not happening. They're not reading each other's body language. I do think the movement going forward is a lot better, but it's got a bit of a pre-season feel to it for me, and I don't know whether that's because this tournament is a bit later. There's been such a big gap between domestically, but here comes Alessia Russo. She's won the ball back, she gets the shot off, but it's saved. And yeah, going back to that, I don't know whether it's the fact that there has been such a long period between the end of the domestic season and the tournament now, that the players are just struggling a little bit for that match fitness. So hopefully they can get through this game and then build that match fitness as they go, but the performance-wise, it's still leaving a little bit to be desired.
Well, it's an opportunity for England's Alessia Russo. Thanks very much indeed, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, and we'll cross live to Courtney throughout the remainder of the second half here on Talksport. Decent effort from Russo, but relatively comfortable save for the goalkeeper. Still no sign of any England changes. Mondesir, by the way, the Haiti captain, has gone off to be treated temporarily through injury. I think they're going to make a change eventually, Haiti, but they're temporarily down to 10 for now. Russo in the box! Snapshot saved by the goalkeeper. Spin, turn, shots, downward tears to turn it behind. England lead 1-0. They have a corner. That
is when Alessia Russo is at her best. Ball comes in, brilliant first touch, and gets a fantastic strike on the way. That's exactly when Alessia Russo comes alive in those moments. I think the one before, again, she snatched at it, trying too hard. She wants that goal. I completely understand why, but that opportunity there, she created out of nothing. Absolutely brilliant.
Can hear the chants of some of the England fans who are here in great numbers. And the Lionesses looking to add to their lead, and suddenly there's pressure on this very inexperienced Haiti back line. England big favourites today. Greenwood's corner into the near post is a really poor one, but it was a bit awkward for the defender Maturin. It bounced right in front of the near post, and she had to chest it behind for a second England corner in quick succession. England's fourth of the game. We have nearly reached the hour mark on match day one of the group stages. Greenwood again into the near post, and it's blocked off by Joseph this time. Jury will steer it further forward. Two bad corners, unlike Alex Greenwood, and Mondesir's back on the field, and Mondesir has run a throw just shy of halfway, the Haiti captain.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alex Greenwood, but there were two really poor corners there. I think the first one, I understand why Haiti kicked it out. If in doubt, kick it out, but should have really just gone out for a straightforward goal kick, and then the second one was just completely under hit.
Well, we've got lots of live sport coming up for you across the network today, including the golf from Royal Liverpool, the Open. Day 4 of the third Ashes test, weather permitting, we'll bring you updates on that, and the PDC World Match Play Darts semi-final from Blackpool, live on Talksport 2. And of course the new Premier League season off and underway shortly. Talksport, your home of live football, more live football than anybody else on national radio. An hour gone, England 1, Haiti 0. Hasn't been a good England performance particularly so far, but they have the advantage, and that ultimately in any game of football, not just tournament football, is the most important thing. England 1, Haiti 0 in the Women's World Cup on Talksport. And here is Greenwood, she can't reach that. Talksport in association with Xero small business accounting software. Dream bigger as that crossfield ball from Bright right to left towards Greenwood is straight out of play. That brings Serena Wiegmann in that dark jacket to the edge of her technical area. And body language never gives much away, Serena Wiegmann, and she's not one really to chop and change her starting 11, but barring a blistering last half an hour for England, it would be hard not to see one or two changes for the second group game against Denmark next Friday.
Yeah, I think there's been, we can see now the substitution I expected to make. I said it, didn't I, Joe? The 60th minute, Serena Wiegmann will make this substitution. Lauren James will come on, and it had to happen. It's necessary. Lauren James should be starting in these games. I don't care where, I don't care how, she should be starting. Right, left, number 10, player anywhere. Players like Lauren James, you don't leave out the team. Chelsea did it in the semi-final against Barcelona and conceded after 5 minutes. So I think Lauren James is a top player, and she'd be one of my first names down on my team sheet.
England's number 7, Chelsea's Lauren James, onto the field to replace Lauren Hemp. Lauren, the sister of Reece, her first major tournament appearance tonight in Brisbane. And I think, and we've talked about this before, you and I, Leanne, and with Faye as well, I think Lauren James is England's most talented natural footballer. Here come England on the attack. Lucy Bronze with a marauding run, but Russo is well marshalled by the defender Maturin. England have it back just inside Haiti territory, but this time Walsh is unnaturally dispossessed, and there's loads of space for Haiti out on their left as Dumornay has found Mondesir forward towards Borgella into the penalty area, cleared away by Millie Bright. Well, Lucy Bronze was miles out of position there, nobody was covering for her, and had Mondesir had a better first touch, she could have driven forward clear on goal. In the end, Haiti made nothing of it.
Yeah, again, really poor play from Jess Carter on the initial play. The only thing I think Dumornay could have done better is played the ball in front. It wasn't a great first touch from Mondesir, but I also think the ball could have been played a little bit earlier and further in front, which would have allowed Mondesir to be able to cut across Lucy Bronze, and she'd have had no chance but to bring her down or let her go, and should have gone to goal. So again, it shows you that they can counter, and there was a complete overload.
A lovely neat turn by James, driving in field from the left onto her favoured left foot, but she slipped at the vital moment. That allowed Haiti's Bettina Petit-Frere to get the ball away. It's back with England's number 7, James, hugging the near side touchline right in front of the England dugout here at the 52,000 Suncorp Stadium. Now Alessia Russo, and an opportunity for Kelly in the penalty area, right hand side, and she's blocked off. A good block, an important intervention that by Maturin, and it's an England throw on the far side, level the edge of the Haiti penalty area. Well, Haiti, based on what they've created so far, will feel that they should have got a goal out of this first 63 minutes, and England may be fortunate to be 1-0 to the good. Stanway's cross, Russo's looping header, tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper.
Good save. Alessia Russo climbed very well there, good header, and ultimately a really good save. Fantastic ball into the box from Georgia Stanway. You can see Lauren James on the back post as well. Brilliant save.
Goalkeeper really had to stretch to flick that over the top. We've seen some excellent goalkeeping performances in the Women's World Cup so far. Thailand and Costa Rica, and Teus of Haiti has impressed as well. It'll be a corner for England. Chloe Kelly, 2 arms up into the air, right-footed outswinger, driven high to the far post. Here comes Lucy Bronze, heads it back across. Millie Bright on the volley from the penalty spot over the top. Difficult attempts on her weaker left side. Millie Bright doesn't score too many. That one was sliced over the bar and high into the lower tier of the stadium.
Brilliant ball into the box from Chloe Kelly. Lucy Bronze did amazingly well to keep it alive. It was there for Millie Bright, she just couldn't get over it. You know, in the sense that it just didn't come down. A bit erratic in the end. I'm actually surprised that Lauren Hemp was the player that went off. Personally, I would have taken off Ella Toon. I think Lauren Hemp's been one of our brightest sparks, you know, getting down the left-hand side, putting the ball into the box. So I'd have actually taken Ella Toon off, I think.
Or maybe some of the places of some of the members of the England squad are not as secure as they maybe looked coming into match day 1. England 1, Haiti 0 it remains. 20 minutes into the second half. It's a hurried clearance from the goalkeeper that's fallen straight to Stanway. 40 yards out, but her ball angled towards the right, and Kelly is intercepted by Maturin, and it'll be cleared away by Joseph for Haiti. High up to halfway, Borghetta trying to chest it down. She couldn't quite do so. You do feel, particularly with Dumornay in the side, that Haiti could well create at least one chance more before the end of the game, and Haiti will, if they play like this, provide real problems for the other two teams in the group, Denmark and China as well.
They will, and I think there's a good point that Courtney made when we went to her about this game feeling a bit like a pre-season, and I completely agree. It was quite flat at times, very disjointed from England, and again, Haiti can hang their heads really high, really, really high, because they've been really good, and I agree. You know, China and Denmark are going to be watching this game, and they're going to be thinking, against Haiti, we're going to have to really try. You know, I don't think any team takes teams lightly. It's a World Cup at the end of the day, and when you're in tournament football, anything can happen, anything is possible. You still have to put it. Look at last week when Zambia beat Germany, you know, in one of the lead-up games. That's never happened before in the women's game. You know, you don't see teams beating teams like that, and it can happen. So we're seeing the concentration has to stay there over the 90 minutes, and what will be will be. But Haiti have had a really good performance today.
A lot of support for England here at the Suncorp Stadium, and there is a bit of nervousness about the performance. Here is Carter, left of the two centre halves, plays it back to Maria, to the England goalkeeper, all in bright yellow. She drives the ball high towards the halfway line, and it's going to drift out of play for a throw. Into the final quarter of the game we go, with England leading by 1-0. England have won 7 of their last 8 World Cup group stage matches coming into today. The only exception to that, a defeat to France in 2015, and they haven't drawn a match at a World Cup finals in normal time since 2011. Haiti have known the odds are against them, but they're playing with great bravery and courage, and it's Joseph, the centre half, who's got on an extraordinary run deep into the England territory. She was eventually tackled by Greenwood, and then the sliding challenge from Bachiba-Louis, a foul on Alessia Russo.
Alessia Russo did fantastically well. It's not something you want to see a centre forward having to do, but she tracked Joseph all the way back. It was a fantastic run, and it's definitely a foul. And it's interesting because this number 9 conundrum for Serena Wiegmann, you don't want to create a situation where if Alessia Russo doesn't score, then that means Rachel Daly plays the next game. You know, it shouldn't really work like that. But I do believe Rachel Daly should come into this game.
That's a great ball by Greenwood inside left channel to find Russo, but she couldn't get it under control. And just lost her footing at the vital moment. It wasn't the easiest ball to control for Alessia Russo. And no sign of any introduction into the game for Rachel Daly, England's number 9, just yet. England with a slender advantage and still plenty of work to do into the final 22 minutes. England 1, Haiti 0 on Talksport. Let's go back to our England correspondent, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Thanks, Joe. Just thinking about that substitution that Serena Wiegmann's made, and in a way I'm not surprised it's Lauren James, and I know she's been playing wide at times, you know, leading up to this tournament as well, but I'd love to see her more central and sort of that number 10 role. I think she can dictate and influence play a little bit more. I mean, I think she's deceptive in terms of, you know, her power and her pace both on and off the ball, but, you know, Lauren Hemp is lightning fast, and I think, you know, wasn't the worst on the pitch by any stretch of imagination. I actually think her and Chloe Kelly were probably the best 2 England players and doing well in those wide areas, but Lauren James certainly offers you something different, I suppose, than Lauren Hemp, who will like to run outside, whereas Lauren James, she's a bit more technical in that sense, will like to drift in onto her favoured right foot and try and score from that area. So it remains to be seen whether, you know, she can impact the game from that area, but I'd definitely like to see her central a lot more so throughout the tournament.
Thanks, Courtney. And actually that point that Courtney's made was exactly the point I was about to make to you, Leanne, whether Lauren James may well get some time in the number 10 role as this tournament goes on if England continue to labour in that area.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I was saying that Ella Toone should have been the player that came out, because she plays in that 10 spot. So I think you just have to find a way to find these players on the field.
Great ball by James to the right, and Kelly corner of the penalty area, can't find Bronze. Kelly back in field, left footed, low effort, and it's dragged wide of goal. And Kelly just couldn't keep her feet as she struck it goalwards, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, I completely understand why Chloe Kelly, went for the strike. They actually think the better option might have been to roll it to Lauren James or play a little through ball. You could see Ella Toon, Georgia Stanway, the options were there. Lucy Bronze on the outside. But I do think that you have to just find a way to fit these players into the team. Easier said than done. But I think Ella Toon has had no impact on this game at all. And I think the midfield hasn't had any impact at all either.
Great flick header by Russo. Really important interception by Maturin on the edge of the Haiti box to stop it from reaching Chloe Kelly. All came after a poor clearance from the Haiti goalkeeper. 20 minutes to go. Now Lucy Bronze for England. There's a Haiti player down on the far side of the field, but England will rightly play on. It's not a head injury. Here's Greenwood retreating back to the halfway line. Long sleeve white shirt on for Greenwood. Always such a dependable player, Alex Greenwood. You always get a 7 or 8 out of 10 performance from her. James operating in a central area, sets up Ella Toon. Midway inside the Haiti half, square ball to Stanway. And now Bright to the far side, the right, and Bronze. England seeing a lot of possession in recent minutes, but not really looking particularly like carving out a clear-cut chance as yet. Here's Jess Carter, angles it to the left, and Greenwood, who's about 10 yards infield from the touchline. Greenwood looks for Walsh. Walsh has to wriggle away from De Mornay, and it's rare that you say that Kira Walsh hasn't been able to really dictate and control the tempo and pace of the game as she'd like to do, as she did so often at the Euros last summer. But just generally from England, it's been a very disjointed performance at times.
It has, and I think as the game went on in the first half, when players like Jules, our midfield just wasn't getting on the ball, wasn't touching the ball. And Kira Walsh is a confidence type of player. She's a quality player, one of the best in the world, definitely.
And they've got the ball again here, England, with Stanway forward to the edge of the box. It could run for Russo. Goalkeeper is able to claim. And Stanway threading it from the right-hand edge of the penalty area, dead centre. And Toon stretched for it, couldn't get to it. In fact, she did poke the ball forward, but Russo not able to reach that.
It's probably one of the first times we've seen England penetrate through the middle and nearly get a bit of joy out of it. We've gone out wide quite a lot, which I completely understand because we've got some fantastic wide players, but I don't think we've gone central enough. And I also think Alessia Russo has had to do a lot of tireless work, almost feeding off scraps at times. Yes, she's had a couple of opportunities, but I do think the opportunities haven't really been created centrally, and that's because I think Ella Toon hasn't got on the ball at all in those areas.
James, left wing position, full of trickery and quality on the ball, Lauren James, and never afraid to take a player on. Just a natural attacking footballer. James to the dead ball line, holds up play neatly with 2 red shirts around her. Back it goes to Greenwood. Greenwood driving infield towards the edge of the penalty area now. Greenwood has to play it back, and Bright feeds the ball quickly, rattled it into the feet of James. James with a low cross-come shot that's gathered by the goalkeeper easily on the edge of the 6-yard box. England will go to Sydney next for match day 2 of Group D against Denmark. That'll be live on Talksport 2 next Friday. Then on Tuesday the 1st of August, England play China in Adelaide, and we'll have commentary of Ireland's 2 remaining group matches as well. Ireland, who were beaten by the co-hosts Australia in their first game, quite narrowly really. Ireland might feel they should have got something out of that, but they didn't. Both of their remaining group games live on Talksport 2 as well. Here is Chloe Kelly. England seeing a lot of the ball in the last 10 minutes, 60% plus possession, 17 minutes to go. Kelly spins away from Maturin, whips in the cross over the head of Russo, headed away and flicked further clear by Jody, only as far as the edge of the D. Toon's touch wasn't the best. England retained possession though. Carter out to the left. Maybe Haiti is starting to tire here. Remember, it's their first experience of a major tournament for these Haiti players. Alex Greenwood with a left-footed delivery, and it's well gathered by the goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box. Here's Leanne Sanderson.
Alex Greenwood did fantastically well to wrap her foot around that, because I felt like the ball got a bit away from her, so she put some really good ball into the box. I think Lauren James had a real good impact since she's come into the game. Haven't really seen her go 1v1, but been able to possess the ball. I think Chloe Kelly's had a really good second half as well, getting down that right hand side.
Well, a result is all you need, and a win is a win, and England have looked better in the last 10 minutes, and you do feel maybe that an England second goal might be coming here.
It's interesting from coach's perspective, like Serena Wigman, if she brings on Rachel Daly and Rachel Daly scores 1 or 2 goals because she's capable of doing that, then what? It gives the coach a headache for the next game, because how it's already got to the 75th minute and we haven't seen Rachel Daly, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it is hard to question Sarina Wiegman, isn't it, with her record? But
and I love her. But
you won't be the only person thinking that and making that point. That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sarina Wiegman, and I've always said in Sarina we trust, but I just don't know how Rachel Daly's not come on into the game yet.
Mexican waves in the crowd. Russo's poked the ball down the left, and Toon had to leave it because she was coming back from an offside position. James has kept possession down by the corner flag. Really loud noise in Brisbane as James floats in the left-footed cross, and it's gathered by the goalkeeper. This is the loudest we've heard the crowd all evening in Australia.
It is, and you can see Haiti are getting a bit tired. And then we can see on our monitors Sarina Wiegman.
Rachel Daly.
Exactly, but I love that trickery from Lauren James there. Fantastic. Wasn't the greatest ball in the end, but I love that creativity.
I think Sarina Wiegman may have a Talksport earpiece in, listening to Leanne. And Rachel Daly is about to come on, and that's no surprise. We were saying before the game, you and I off air, that Rachel Daly will have been, I think, really disappointed not to have started the game, but she will get 15 minutes at the end of the first game here. The WSL Golden Boot winner last season, 22 goals, and it's a straight swap for Russo.
Yeah, I mean, I love Alessia Russo, I love Rachel Daly, and I don't want to get in a situation where just because Alessia Russo doesn't score, and if Rachel Daly comes on and scores, that means she should start the next game. It doesn't work like that. I think it's all about performances, and I think we saw Alessia Russo play that role at the Euros. Ellen White started, came off in the 60th minute, run her socks off, and then Alessia Russo came on and Ella Toon did, and got all the accolades. So maybe the roles and responsibilities have changed this tournament. We could see Rachel Daly start in a game as well, you never know, but hopefully, I have no doubt Rachel Daly will probably come on and score, but that doesn't automatically mean that she gets to start the next game.
Well, she is yet to score a goal at a major tournament, which maybe for Sarina Wiegman, to play devil's advocate, is part of the equation. 13 and a half minutes to go. England 1, Haiti 0. First game of the Women's World Cup on Talksport. Daly, the number 9, is onto the field. England dominating possession now. Mexican waves continue in the crowd in Brisbane. Here is Carter for England, midway inside her own half the field. The Haiti half, rather. Strokes the ball to the left, and Greenwood back in field, a neat pass square to James. James floats in a decent cross, but again good goalkeeping by Teus to pluck it from the dark night sky. And she throws it out quickly to Mondesir, and Mondesir swoops the ball over the halfway line. A header away by Carter, towering header in front of the advancing Dumornay. And now Daly trying to skip down the left hand side, blocked off by Joseph at the expense of an England throw.
And that's one thing you'll get from Rachel Daly, as she'll work herself into the ground, she'll get involved. Alessia Russo, I think, had a relatively good game. I don't think she had a bad game. She's always going to be judged upon goals, but I think she put herself about. She did all the roles and responsibilities that Sarina Wiegman would have asked of her. But I just think this will always be a topic of conversation as the tournament goes on with regards to Rachel Daly and Alessia Russo, and I think it's a good problem to have, and you have to Sarina Wiegman just has to trust the process as they did at the Euros last year.
Haiti are making a change. Rosalord Borgella, who has had a couple of good chances in the game, will go off, and Rosaline Eloisson of Nantes is onto the field. One of a number of players, Eloisson, in this Haiti team that featured at the Under-20 World Cup in France in 2018, so they know each other well. Chloe Kelly for England, right wing position, tries to flick the ball infield towards Stanway. It's come back to Lucy Bronze. That's a great delivery. Daly's there, punched away by the goalkeeper. Was there a foul? Referee says no. Teus did really well. Here come England again. Kelly out on the right hand side. England are knocking at the door for a second goal. It's on the edge of the penalty area now with Ella Toon. Toon tries to drop a shoulder to get away from the defender, but Petit Frere read it well, and then Greenwood's cross takes a big deflection, and the goalkeeper is able to pounce on that. Haiti's number 1, Curly Teus, has been excellent. Rachel Daly very nearly had her first big chance in the World Cup.
Yeah, that was an absolutely brilliant ball from Lucy Bronze. First time ball, great pace, great power in the right areas. You can see Rachel Daly give her a nice thumbs up for that ball. Really good play from Lucy Bronze.
Well, this last 10-15 minutes has been better from England.
It has. I think it's more to do with the fact that, it's not damned if you do, damned if you don't, but Haiti have got a bit tired, haven't they? You can see they've dropped off a little bit, which has allowed England to kind of get on top a little bit more. But there's been a lot of errors in this game. We've just seen there Millie Bright and I can forgive her for that because she's been out for a number of months now. She's just gone to play the ball to Lucy Bronze and it's gone out of play. So there's been a lot of errors like that within this game, giveaways that I'd say against a better team, they will get punished if they give away the ball in those areas.
Maybe in the latter stages of the tournament, England may have cause for concern. Their pathway towards any potential World Cup final would not be an easy one. Here is Mondesir, the Haiti captain, spinning and turning midway inside the England half, but it was whipped off her toes by her opposite number, England's number 10, and a 2. England's potential pathway, as I say, should they win the group, I could see them up against possibly Australia, perhaps Canada, and then potentially Germany, France or Brazil in the quarterfinals. It's not going to be straightforward. Chloe Kelly down by the dead ball line for England. She's got away from the defender who's made the mistake. Kelly driving infield onto her left foot, and the shot lacked power. Kelly electing not to cross the ball in, but try and work a better angle, and left-footed straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I have to see this one again because I'm not quite sure why Chloe Kelly's taken it upon herself to shoot. I don't think it was a shot. I think she was trying to thread it to Rachel Daly. It was good play, good footwork from Chloe Kelly down the right-hand side.
That's a decent ball by Dumornay up the inside left channel for Haiti, and now it's brought down by Mondesir, edge of the penalty area. She sets up Eloissant! Good save by Earps! Mary Earps has kept England's advantage in game 1 of the World Cup. What a stop that was, left leg outstretched. Haiti still on the attack. Judy delivers, Mary Earps is there again. England's number 1, and England's number 1 with good reason.
Absolutely fantastic save from Mary Earps. That is exactly why she is the best goalkeeper in the world, because that was a brilliant save. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant save. Again, they got caught in the back line, Jess Carter and Millie Bright. You know, they weren't on the same page. One of them was low, one of them was deep, and it just didn't make any sense, and they got away with one there for sure. But that was a brilliant save from Mary Earps, and when she's been called upon in this game, 2 saves she's made, but that one was brilliant.
And here comes Chloe Kelly on the counter-attack for England down the right. Early ball in, Daly's header, and it's saved down low by the goalkeeper. Good effort from Daly under pressure, did all she could, down into the ground. Teos makes a sprawling save. Again,
fantastic delivery from Chloe Kelly. She's had a brilliant second half, absolutely brilliant. Potentially it looked like Rachel Daly might have gone a little bit too soon, but Rachel Daly did everything right there. Heads it into the ground, gets herself into those areas.
And now England come again with 2 midway into the Haiti half, spreading it towards the right hand edge of the penalty area where it's collected by Kelly. Its first touch wasn't great. She pulls the ball back to the edge of the box. It's only half cleared, drops down to the edge of the penalty area. Stanway's curler, and that's going to fly over the top and away for a goal kick. 7.5 minutes to go. England 1, Haiti 0, the latest score, live on Talksport. And a game that has ebbed and flowed in a way that nobody really would have expected, least of all Serena Wiegman. But England indebted to their goalkeeper, who was the goalkeeper of the tournament at the Euros, as we all saw last summer, Leanne. And Mary Earps hasn't had a lot to do, but that save, that outstretched left leg to deny Eloissant was world class.
Yeah, I mean, that's as good as a goal. I was waiting for the net to ripple, and I kind of had my head in my hands, and Mary Earps just stepped up. And I look at myself and I think, what would I have done in that situation from a centre-forward perspective? I'd have done everything that they did. So Mary Earps pulled off a fantastic save. Absolutely brilliant. You can see Serena Wiegman in the vision we can see now. Like, you know, she looks quite shell-shocked, I would say. She looks still calm, as she always does, but she looks quite shell-shocked and probably surprised that this game has not been anywhere near as comfortable as she would have liked.
Here is Kelly driving infield from the right-hand side and winning it back off the defender on the edge of the penalty area momentarily, but in the end, Diana Pierre-Louis stood up well to retain possession for Haiti, scoop it clear high towards the centre circle. This tiring Haiti team still causing England difficulty. Probably has to go down as certainly one of England's less convincing performances in all of their matches under Serena Wiegman, but a win is a win, and if they get it, that is the most important thing.
It is, and we saw in the opening game in the Euros at Old Trafford, you know, against Austria, pretty underwhelming performance, but because the Lionesses are so used to winning now, we won the Euros. Everybody, there's more eyes on you, the pressure is there even more, and at the end of the day, first game, get a win under your belt, and then the confidence hopefully will come from there. But I will say that in the first game, I'm sure they didn't expect it to be as strenuous as it's been. You know, all these players, I'm not saying they thought they'd go out there and it would be an easy game, but they've had to work for this. Haiti have made them work for this, and if it wasn't for that penalty, probably would have ended up being a draw. I mean, how much more have England created? Not that much. And that was a lot of people's questions coming into this tournament. Why are England not scoring any goals? Why are they not creating the opportunities?
They struggled to do that in their warm-up games in the lead up to the tournament, as you say, Leanne. Lucy Bronze scooping the ball high towards the right-hand corner of the penalty area where Chloe Kelly was making the run. Eloisson, who missed the chance, denied. Having just come off the bench, it was really her first touch, denied by Earps. England have a corner away on the far side with 5 minutes to go, and of course there'll be a lot of added time, just like we saw in the Qatar World Cup. We'll see it at the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand in 2023. England have sent Millie Bright and Lucy Bronze forward for this. I think Carter is there as well. Chloe Kelly will take the corner. It'll be right-footed and out-swinging. It's floated high towards the far post. Bronze is up there, heads it back, scooped back towards the corner taker by Stanway, but Stanway, it was an awkward looping ball with her right foot, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Haiti.
Yeah, I think Chloe Kelly's deliveries on the set pieces on the corners have been really, really good. You can see they're looking for Lucy Bronze on the far post, and it's worked quite well in those areas.
Haiti have proven themselves to be, I have to say, a team belying their ranking of 53 in the world. I mean, we probably do look into FIFA rankings a little too much a lot of the time, particularly at major tournaments where there's so much more that goes into it. Toon forward to Daly for England, back to goal, sets up James. James couldn't get it under control, scooped away by Joseph.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe, on that extent, but I do think that there's a reason why Haiti haven't qualified for a World Cup before,
yeah.
You know, in the women's, because they just haven't been there. They haven't been good enough. That's not taking anything away from them actually physically getting here, but people would expect, you know, a team to get here and maybe not be as good as they are, and they've been amazing, haven't they? You see other teams like Jamaica, Morocco, in playing in their first tournament. Hopefully they can, you know, get off to good starts as well. But they ultimately, if they lose the game, they'll still be disappointed. But it's been a really, really good performance from Haiti, and they dropped off a little bit, but not that much.
Serena Wiegman standing on the edge of a technical area. She has been for the last few minutes. Is worried the right word, or is that a bit of an overreaction to describe what we've seen tonight in Brisbane from England?
No, I think she'll be slightly concerned with the performance. I think I came into this tournament thinking, similar to the men's, you know, World Cup, we went into that not winning in the Nations League and having a poor run to the World Cup, and we got there and did well. So with this games, I think I expected us to get here and just do a lot better than we have.
Bronze with a left-footed cross for England, and that's not a great ball, chested down by the defender Tabitha Joseph, the 19-year-old, who'll hammer it clear. And now there are a few gaps starting to appear in the Haiti defence, and England have it with Kelly. Corner of the penalty area again, back to Bronze, first time cross, collected on the edge of the penalty area by Stanway, sets up Toon, back to Georgia Stanway, and she's missed that by some distance. Edge of the D, right-footed shot goes wide. Good link-up between Stanway and Toon, not seen much of that in the game, but Stanway dragged the shot miles wide in the end.
And that's exactly what we've been looking for England to do, and it's taken till the 87th minute for us to see that connection, that little nice one-touch play we know Ella Toon and Georgia Stanway can have. And yeah, it wasn't a great strike in the end, but it was positive play from England getting into those areas. I think Serena Wiegman will know how to make this better. I think it's a matter of managing the emotions of the tournament as well. It's a long tournament if you stay in it all the way to the end, and hopefully England will.
And England, you know, you were saying Haiti have never qualified for a reason. England are European champions for a reason too, and a lot of the squad that was involved at the Euros, of course, is here in Australia and New Zealand for the World Cup. We've got 90 seconds of normal time to go on Talksport. England won, Haiti 0. It remains not the thumping England victory that so many were expecting, but it doesn't always work like that in tournament football, as we saw in England's first game of the Euros last summer when they edged past Austria by the same scoreline, 1-0.
And every team goes through a spell. You know, Serena Wiegman's only lost one game in the whole time she's been there, which is an unbelievable record. And there are moments you're going to go through as a team that you can't play 10 out of 10 every single game, but if you still win, that's all that really matters ultimately. If you can have a complete performance, great performance, and win, that's a bonus. But if you win the game, that's all that really matters.
James dribbles down the England left and then lays the ball threaded neatly infield to Walsh. Walsh is 5 yards to the edge of the D, checks the challenge of Mondesir, plays it wide to Bronze. Bronze with a cross towards Daly, tried a scorpion kick there, Daly, but it was headed away by Joseph before she could make contact. And now here come Haiti. De Mornay racing down the left hand side. She's escaped Jess Carter momentarily. Mondesir is in the middle. De Mornay quick feet, Carter slides in, makes a good tackle. De Mornay's got the pace to beat Carter, but the England centre half stood up well at the expense of a Haiti corner.
Yeah, Jess Carter recovered very well there, because at one point it looked like De Mornay for sure got the better of her, but Jess Carter recovered very, very well. My concern is that one ball that keeps beating Millie Bright and Jess Carter, they're not on the same line and they're not on the same page, and then they're kind of like, they get away with it because then they recover well. That has to be better.
Here comes the stoppage time. 4 added minutes in the end, so actually not as many as we might have been expecting, but Melky De Mornay is going to be some player, that is for sure. I wonder whether eventually one day we might see her in the Women's Super League.
I hope so, because to show those types of fitness levels as well in the 90th minute, unbelievable.
England have a corner to defend, everybody back, England leading by 1-0. First game of the World Cup. De Mornay's delivery punched away by Earps, right on the goal line. It comes out to Eloisson, who hits it on the half volley. She was never likely to score from there, and she sliced it high over the top. Well, England's Mary Earps got to be a contender for me for England's player of the match anyway.
Yeah, great punch from Mary Earps. Really, really good ball in from De Mornay. Really, really good ball. And Mary Earps has saved the Lionesses today. I know that's what she's there to do, but goalkeepers sometimes come under scrutiny when they make one mistake, and I'm going to give her a lot of praise for today, because I think when she's been called upon, she's really helped them out.
Good goalkeeping performances in large part have been one of the themes of this Women's World Cup. We have seen a shock or two. New Zealand, nobody expected them to beat Norway, who were much fancied in the very first game of the tournament, and if Haiti were to snatch a very late equaliser here, it would be an enormous shock. But England have the ball 90 seconds into 4 added in stoppage time. They've got it deep inside the Haiti half. It's with Walsh forward to the corner of the penalty area, and Bronze, whose ball threaded towards the right hand side again, was blocked off by Pierre-Louis, and now an opportunity for Ketna-Louis to break for Haiti, but she can't do so, and England trying to seize upon the mistake. Joseph, the defender, collects it before James can get to the second ball. In the end, it's out of play for an England throw in front of the England dugout to our left.
I don't want to talk about too much about the players that are not here, but I think when Leah Williamson is in that back line alongside Lucy Bronze, it gives Lucy Bronze more of a licence to go forward, because Leah Williamson is so good at carrying the ball out of the back line, and Lucy Bronze knows if she makes that run, she'll get covered. We haven't seen Lucy Bronze being able to really, she's only kind of started to get forward in the last 10-15 minutes or so, and that's when Lucy Bronze is at her best. So I think there's a lot of apprehension on both sides. We've seen Alex Greenwood kind of getting forward in the last 10-15 minutes, and it's not a coincidence to me that Lauren James has come into this game. Chloe Kelly's had a really good second half as well.
90 seconds to go. England lead. Haiti have a free kick midway inside their own half. Walsh catching De Mornay. Haiti have made what will surely be their last change of the game. Darlena Joseph onto the field, just her 5th international appearance in place of Bathsheba Louis. De Mornay back up onto her feet. Scored the goals in the playoff final win against Chile to get Haiti to the tournament. She has led them in exemplary fashion tonight, but Haiti ultimately, despite a very spirited display, have probably not done enough, and England have done enough just to secure an opening game victory in the tournament. The ball is with the Haiti goalkeeper Teus, who's not really looking to play the ball out with any urgency. 40 seconds left. Haiti might as well go for it from here. And Teus with a poor clearance that bounces down before the halfway line. Bright just shuffles it long for England. A bit of a clumsy clearance. It's won back though by Greenwood on the halfway. Good reading of the game by Greenwood, and she just slows the play down. England retain possession, and that'll probably just about be that. Bright, the captain, lip of the centre circle, skips away from De Mornay, and all eyes on the referee, and that is the full-time whistle. And England have won, not entirely convincingly. It is a performance that will offer many questions for the England boss Sarina Wiegman, an unconvincing display. There is a little bit of confusion as to whether the final whistle has definitely gone in and around the stadium. I think it has gone. Indeed, the referee's holding the ball, and it is, I think, the full-time whistle. Very strange end to the game here. In fact, we're not done yet. That must have been a whistle from somebody in the crowd. That is bizarre. And now the referee does blow the full-time whistle. A strange end, but a win is a win, and England are off and running at the 2023 Women's World Cup. It is, as I say, a performance that offers, in many ways, more questions than answers for Sarina Wiegman. An unconvincing England display. They rarely looked threatening against a Haiti side embarking on their first ever appearance at a World Cup, and indeed England were indebted to an outstanding display from goalkeeper Mary Earps, who made 2 tremendous saves in the second half. But ultimately Georgia Stanway's twice taken penalty in the first period, enough to get England up and running and give them their first 3 points in Group D in Australia and New Zealand. Full time in Brisbane, England have beaten Haiti by a goal to nil.
Joe said it earlier on, Leanne Sanderson, a win is a win, but it was an unconvincing win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away. I think I said before the tournament started, I thought we were always going to be okay, but after seeing that type of performance, it wasn't the best, and Sarina Wiegman will know that, the players will know that. We can see images of them now. You know, they're going to celebrate the win, but they won't be celebrating it in the way we've seen them celebrate before, because they know the performance wasn't good enough. You know, the midfield just couldn't get on the ball, and I thought the substitutions came too late, if I'm being honest, and it'll be interesting to see what Sarina Wiegman does for the next game.
Yeah, they're certainly not celebrating on the pitch. They all look very serious and already starting the post-match debrief. And I'm not surprised, because they're playing a side that are ranked 49 places below them in the FIFA World Rankings. A side who are making their mark in their first ever Women's World Cup, and a side that actually at times outplayed England.
Yeah, they did, and if it wasn't for Mary Earps, then potentially, it sounds crazy, England might have lost that game. I mean, they created the opportunities. They should have scored. If it wasn't for Mary Earps, they would have scored. So I know that's what she's there to do, but high praise for Mary Earps. At the end of the day, they got the result they needed, but that performance does concern me a little bit. I'm a bit more concerned now than I was before the game, and maybe now I see all the things, maybe I was a bit delusional and I see all the things that other people were seeing, because a lot of people have said, I know, losing to Australia, tying with Portugal, and I'm saying, oh, it's okay, once we get to the tournament we'll be okay. But it doesn't really seem that way. It seems like the performance has kind of carried on.
Well, I'm embarrassed that one of the opening questions I asked you at the top of the show was, what could this scoreline be? Because we saw USA knock 3 goals past Vietnam earlier on in their Group E opener, and then we saw Japan beat Zambia by 5 goals to nil, and I was rubbing my hands with glee and thinking, what can we have here with Haiti? Which, you know, there's a little bit of England arrogance that comes in there, and we talk a little bit previously on the podcast that we have, Leanne, and you and I off air as well, about the fact that you can't always take these things for granted, but it just shows how impressive these smaller, in inverted commas, teams are coming into this tournament.
Yeah, it does, Ben. I don't think you should be embarrassed by your question, because I felt the same. I think everybody did. No one expected England to Haiti to give them such a hard game in that way. I mean, we say it all the time in the men's game. You know, England beat North Macedonia 10-0 based upon the performances and based upon the quality. I don't think it's wrong to assume England will win this game 4 or 5, because that's what should have happened. But the performance wasn't good enough. High praise to Haiti. I think Denmark and China will know now, wow, like Haiti, you can't write them off. I know they lost this game, but they weren't just rolling over, were they? They didn't allow England to play. They didn't show them too much respect, and they're playing against a European champion. So Sarina Wiegman and the players will have to dissect exactly what happened today. At least they won. That's all I'm going to say. The only positive I will say is at least we won the game. And Mary Earps and Chloe Kelly, I thought, were brilliant. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty poor performance.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what the England manager Sarina Wiegman and her players have to say. We're hoping to get reaction inside the next half an hour or so from our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, who'll be down in the tunnel waiting for the players to come and give their reaction to that win. Looking at their faces, they didn't seem that happy with it, but you and I are positive people, Leanne, aren't we?
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't a convincing opening win at the European Championships against Austria. A few different reasons for that, including walking out at Old Trafford for the first time in front of a home crowd seemed to overwhelm the players very much. They certainly didn't seem overwhelmed when they walked out of the Suncourt Stadium at Brisbane. However, maybe this is just the jolt that they need to turn it on a little bit when they face Denmark in their next game.
Yeah, definitely, and they have to dig a bit deeper. I mean, they had the home advantage, everybody was at the games, you know, so many fans, so many supporters getting behind the Lionesses. Yes, they have fans out there now and their friends and family, but it won't be as, you know, as it was at the Euros, so they're going to have to dig deep, and at least they won. That's all I'm going to say. But I do think the players will look at themselves individually, what they could have done better. I think overall, tactically, it wasn't good enough. I think there was a lot of individuals that they might not have had their worst games, but it just wasn't gelling. And Courtney Sweetman-Kirk said when we went to her, you know, it looks like a pre-season game. It looks like they just need some type of, you know, a little bit of oomph. And there were spells of that we saw. And I'm hoping against Denmark or China, we can play better than we did today. Because if we play like that, we're going to have problems.
I'm just watching a replay of Georgia Stanway's second retaken penalty, and the punch that Serena Wiegmann gave. She's normally so calm and collected. She actually looked relieved when that went in. She's got the players all gathered around in the centre circle, as she always does after all of England's matches. I always want to be a fly on the wall / back of a player, because there are no walls out on the pitch, to hear what she's had to say, and certainly more than ever today. What do you think she is going to be saying to the players right now?
I think she's not going to be too harsh on them. You know, at the end of the day, they won. They will know themselves. They've set themselves such high standards. But she'll be saying something along the lines of, we go again, you know, in the next game, and we won, and enjoy it, and, you know, don't let the highs get too high, the lows get too low. So at the end of the day, they'll dissect it tomorrow and the next day, and then it's moving on to the Denmark and the China game. So like I said, at the end of the day, at least we won. But she won't be happy with that. And you can see the pictures of the players on the pitch. They look dejected. You know, but we haven't lost the game. I think it's important to remember that.
Yeah,
We've won.
It is. And we're just so used to this Lionesses side absolutely steamrolling teams, aren't we? But, you know, it is a first victory in the World Cup. Back with you in a second, Leanne, because I'm wondering what the fans' reaction has been. Our reporter Bradley Hayden has been at a pub in Shoreditch in London, gauging reaction from the fans. How's that victory gone down, Bradley?
Hi FA, still at the Queen's Header in Shoreditch. A celebratory atmosphere here as England beat Haiti 1-0. Fran Kirby and Tony Duggan witnessed the match here with us. Their predictions of a 4-0 and 3-1 England win didn't quite come to fruition. But I'm glad to say I'm joined by England Lionesses fans, Lizzie and Chloe. Chloe, what did you make of that one?
Well, glad to come out with a win. It was it seemed like a difficult game for us going into it, but hopefully it's just a warm-up for what's to come.
And Lizzie, what players stood out for you there?
Players, as someone said, the ref. I think Lauren James definitely.
Yeah, she made a good entrance.
Yeah, she came onto the pitch and changed the game for us.
Yeah, nice.
And what did you think of Serena Wiegmann and everything this Lionesses team have achieved last year?
Can't fault her.
No, I think so far she's had a massive impact on the London Lionesses, and we're looking forward to seeing what progress they are able to make going into the rest of the World Cup, I think.
And after watching that game, what's your prediction? How far do you think this Lionesses team could go in the tournament?
I think we could go all the way to the final. I think we've got a lot of work to prove, and I think this is just a warm-up. I can see us getting into the quarterfinals and putting in a good show, so fingers crossed.
What about you, Lizzie? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I like to think that we'd make it to the final at least. Absolutely.
Brilliant, guys. Thanks so much for your time. If you need any more of our action from the Lionesses, you can tune into our Women's World Cup daily show live on Talksport 2. And don't forget as well, England versus Denmark is live on Friday at 9:30am on Talksport 2.
Thank you very much, Bradley. Optimistic England fans, as always, I would say. And as Bradley said, the Women's World Cup Daily Show, myself and Leanne Sanderson are going to be recording that very shortly. We will bring you up updates as well throughout the day here on Talksport on Saturday Session with Adrian Durham and Trevor Sinclair on the final match of the day, which sees Denmark take on China, who are both England's other Group D opponents. Right, we will be getting reaction from the tunnel at the Brisbane Suncorp Stadium very shortly and continue to react to England's opening Group D game against Haiti next. This is World Cup Game Day Live on Talksport. This is World Cup Game Day Live on Talksport. Let's get some live reaction from the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane after England's opening Group D narrow win over Haiti. Our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is with England striker Alessia Russo.
Yes, Faye, we've got Alessia Russo with us live on Talksport. So, Alessia, let's start first in terms of 1-0. Job done in terms of the result, but do the performances need to improve going forward?
Yeah, I think you're right. Job done. 3 points on the board, which is the most important thing in tournament football. But yeah, lots to build on from today. I think we could have managed moments a little bit better. And yeah, I think we'll go back, learn on it, reflect on it, and be ready for Denmark.
And there's been a lot of noise around who's going to start in that number 9 role. It was you for today. How did you feel, and did you relish, having that on your back?
Yeah, I think there's so much competition all over this squad, and we all know that the bar's so high, so you just got to perform in training, and when you get your moments you got to take them. And yeah, I mean, every time I step out and play for England I love it, and I'll leave my heart on the pitch. So yeah, lots to build on today, and we get ready for Denmark now.
And in terms of, the performance has got to improve, but maybe fans and media alike, have we maybe getting a little bit too carried away? In terms of, because of the success of you had, is it the fact that now, yes, it's not the best start, but you want to, be at your best at the end of the tournament, not now?
Yeah, I think it's exactly that, and I think, there's always noise coming from the outside, but I think what's really special about this group is that we stick together, and all that matters is the opinions in the dressing room and from the staff. And we're confident, we'll go back to training, we'll work hard, we'll be better, and we'll learn from things. And yeah, tournament's about momentum, so we just got to keep moving forward.
And in terms of those opinions in the dressing room at half time, whether it be your teammates, whether it be the coaching staff, what were their thoughts? What exactly did they want you to improve on?
Yeah, I think we have so much experience in the team and obviously in the staff as well, that you just got to trust in what they say. And I think that we wanted to kind of press them a little bit more, stop them playing long, because that's where their threats come from. So we wanted to make sure that we nullified that as best as we could, and then in possession just be slightly tighter on the ball, and create more chances. But I think towards the end of the game you could see that we were creating connections all over the pitch. So lots to move on going forward.
And just lastly, a thought on the fans. They've obviously travelled en masse halfway around the world. A lot of England fans in the stadium tonight. I mean, did that surprise you, or do you know how good that the fans are that follow you around the world?
They're amazing, and they're so special to us, and we love hearing them. They were so loud tonight, and yeah, it really, really spurs us on, and they're our 12th player in the stadium, and we love them, and we can't wait to see them all next week.
Alessia Russo, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Brilliant stuff. England striker Alessia Russo there with our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Momentum is building. Leanne Sanderson is still with me, who'd been commentating on this game. Interesting thoughts from Alessia Russo there, Leanne, and telling us really not to panic.
Yeah, and telling me to shut up, really. Saying the only people that matter in the dressing room.
Who would dare do that?
I love Alessia, she's a top girl. But no, all jokes aside, I think that she's spot on what she said. With regards to there being only opinions that matter in the dressing room and those types of things. So they'll stick together. They know it wasn't good enough, but there's no need to get carried away. It's our job, Faye, to dissect what happens and what could be better. That's what we're here to do. But we also want the team to succeed, and I think they can succeed, and I've no doubt that they'll get better in the next game.
Adrian Durham is presenting the next show on Talksport, Saturday Session, alongside former West Ham and Manchester City winger Trevor Sinclair. Adrian, you and I were and Leanne as well, part of the team that looked after England's European Championship win in the summer last year. This was a very different England performance, I think.
Yeah, you could say that again. It was a mess, really, and the only caveat is, yes, they have won, and it is about getting through the group. Remember, England's men drew with the USA and everybody was up in arms about it. It's about getting through the group. So they have to peak, they have to get better. They've got to certainly be better, as Leanne said, than they have been in this opening game. But what worried me more than anything else was the fact that So many players underperformed, and they didn't look a team at all. They defended badly. Mary Earps was sensational, thank goodness, otherwise we definitely would have lost. They had one-on-ones galore, and we didn't seem to be having any idea how to stop them. So it was a very worrying performance from an England point of view, if we're to have hopes of winning the World Cup, which the European champions should be having.
Although I remember having this exact same conversation with you after that 1-0 win over Austria at Old Trafford at the start of the European Championships, and we were all a little bit like, oh, that wasn't quite what we were expecting.
Yeah,
so actually maybe we need to temper it a bit.
No, I get that, and getting through the group is everything, as I say, but Austria were decent. This is Haiti. Yes, they played well, but they're 53rd in the world.
I know.
England are 4th, and they're European champions. I'm not expecting, I think Claire Rafferty was on your show saying double figures, I think.
She was. I'm going to
annihilate
her
correctly,
for that.
Yeah. And so I think that realistically, yes, that should be happening on paper. But when you get to a tournament, you don't want to embarrass yourselves. And Haiti were a proper team. I thought that they were exceptional. A major surprise. But England have got to play better. I'm looking at England's game rather than Haiti. England have got to play better.
Yeah, your show coming up with Trevor Sinclair. Yep. You're hoping to get a bit of cricket?
Well, it would be nice, yeah. I mean, just brave the rain. Get out there.
Are you on Weather Watch?
Yeah, Weather Watch there. We've got the golf as well, which I know you're about to cover, and loads of football talk as well. And I'm going to test everyone on last season. Yeah,
brilliant stuff. Looking forward to it. That's coming up at 1 o'clock after this show. We'll obviously bring you more live reaction from the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane after England's 1-0 victory over Haiti in their opening Group D World Cup match. We'll hopefully hear from the England manager Sarina Wiegman before we hand over. If you don't hear from her in this show, you will hear from her in the next show, and also on the Women's World Cup show daily, which myself and Leanne Sanderson will be bringing to you later on today. You can get it on podcast and download it once we've finished. And Leanne is still with me right now, just dissecting that England victory. I mean, you were hearing from Alessia Russo with Courtney Sweetman-Kirk just there, Leanne, that, you know, there's no need to worry, but actually, you know, they had wanted to press Haiti a bit more, stop them playing the long ball, and, you know, she was talking about the connections working towards the end of the game, but they needed to have done that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and I think certain players like De Mornay, Mondesir caused them way more problems than they probably expected. We spoke a lot about De Mornay before the game, you know, how good she is, signed for Lyon, 18 years old. But I just think England just didn't perform. Ultimately, individually, I agree with what Adrian said, you know, it was a bit of a mess, if we're being honest. But I'm just conscious of being overly critical after one game, right? And I know that this is something we did during the Euros, and then, you know, England came alive. We want them to succeed ultimately, but again, it just wasn't good enough. So I think going into the next games, hopefully they'll continue to grow. I think obviously the players when players do interviews, they're never going to come out and say it wasn't good enough. I personally would, and that's maybe why I don't play there anymore. But, you know, it doesn't mean you're saying anything bad about your team. It just means it wasn't good enough, we'll be better. Maybe Sarina Wiegman will say something along those lines, because I think Sarina's quite open and honest, and she's not like candid in her responses. She's open and she's quite blunt, and I love that about her. So, you know, they know it wasn't good enough. They don't need me to tell them that, and it needs to be better. So I didn't expect this to be such a difficult game as it was. I didn't think it was going to be double figures, you know, as Raf mentioned. I don't think it was going to be that, but I thought we'd win the game pretty comfortably, 3 or 4, which is what I think everybody else would have expected. But fair play to Haiti. They played well, they performed well, and they kept going all the way till the end. It wasn't as if they dropped off and they lost their fitness levels. They were fit, they were strong, technically good, organised, so good. But they are 53rd in the world rankings, and we're 4th. So, you know, we don't want to get too carried away, but it has to be better in the next game.
Yeah, it really does. This is an interesting take from Paul, who's texted in on 81089, Leanne. Sorry, but can someone tell me why they continue with Stanway? She's poor positionally and leaves Walsh exposed in every game. Nobbs has to come in, surely. What do you think?
I don't agree with that. I think Georgia Stanway's been brilliant for Bayern Munich this year. I don't think she's continuously poor. I just think in games like today, she didn't really have any type of impact, but neither did Ella Toon. Kira Walsh was getting boxed out by, you know, the Haiti back line and the midfield. She couldn't get on the ball. So I think to say Georgia Stanway's continuously poor is a bit harsh, but I can kind of see Jordan Nobbs shouldn't be starting instead of Georgia Stanway at this moment in time. I would bring her in. I would definitely bring Jordan Nobbs into the game, but Sarina Wiegman doesn't seem to want to make any substitutions, does she? Doesn't really tinker, but I think after this particular game, if she doesn't, and her stubbornness might cost her, because if she plays that type of game and team, Jess Carter and Millie Bright in the back line together against Denmark or China, there's going to be problems.
Yeah, let me just bring you some of Georgia Stanway's thoughts. She spoke to ITV after the match and talked about Haiti being dangerous on the counter-attack and them having to work on that now in training, but giving so much praise to Mary Earps after her save, saying that those are the moments that make her such a top keeper, and it's just important that they get the 3 points. On that penalty, the retake that she eventually scored, she said, I was just focused on the ball, focused on the situation and blocked out everything. First one was a really good save, so credit for that, but she was off the line. There's a process I go through and I stuck to that. It's going to be fascinating going forward how they can then deal with Denmark and China, and actually I'm really looking forward to watching this game. It kicks off at 1:00. Alfie Reynolds will have updates for you on Talksport, and we need to see what England's other opponents are going to look like in this tournament, because if Haiti are going to cause England those kind of problems, they could potentially cause China and Denmark those problems as well, and it could end up being a tighter group than we thought.
Definitely, and you look at the Denmark team, if the Haitian players are causing problems for England today, what are we going to do when Pernilla Harder's thrown in the mix, one of the best, attacking midfielders in the world? So, these other teams we've seen in the tournament, apart from today earlier with Zambia and Japan, there's not been many high-scoring games, and there's been a lot of really good stand-out performances, Faye, from the goalkeepers, because I think in these tournaments, the people that are sceptical there's still a small percentage of people that are sceptical of the women's game. The first thing they say, the goalkeepers are not good enough, blah, blah, blah. They can't be saying that about this tournament, and they won't be saying that.
Yep. We will dissect this a little bit more, but thank you, Leanne. It's been a delight. I will speak to you shortly. Leanne and I are doing a podcast for Talksport too, but you can download it later on this afternoon. It's the Talksport World Cup Daily podcast.
Let's hear from Serena Wiegman, the Lionesses manager, live now on Talksport with Courtney Sweetman-Kirk.
Yes, we do have Serena Wiegman, the England manager, live with us. Serena, job done in terms of you've got the win, the 3 points, but performance-wise, were you happy with it?
Of course, I'm very happy with the 3 points. That's the most important thing. I think Haiti was a very hard opponent to play against. I'm happy with a couple of things, and also things that were hard for us. I think it was a very hard game for us. We had possession a lot of the time, but as soon as we lost the ball, they were so fast and quick in the counter-attack, and that caused us a couple of problems. I do think we could have made it ourselves a little easier to score the second goal. We created chances. We came the second half a little better than the first half. But we didn't score that second one, and then it stays tight, and then I'm relieved it was done.
And you said in your press conference you did your due diligence on Haiti. You were expecting a good performance from them, but they were very good. Were you expecting that level of performance?
Well, yeah, we said they were unpredictable. We said they were very transitional. And unpredictable, and that's exactly what they were. What they showed, they were really quick. Like in possession, we were struggling to stay out of the duels, and they were very physical too. So, yeah, maybe that was even better than we expected. But then you have to feel that when you play against them. I think our analyses were good. It's just then to experience on the pitch. That's the first moment that you realise how it matches up with us.
Yeah, in terms of maybe getting exposed a little bit on the counter-attack, is that something you're worried about going into Denmark, and maybe that they're looking at that thinking that is a way to exploit England?
Yeah, well, I think also Denmark, I think they will be very tight in defence and try to go on the counter-attack. We are aware of that all the time, because every opponent we play against, especially the last period, they are very tight. They drop a little deeper. They give the ball to us, and then they try to get a lot of space behind our defense and win it, and then go for the counter-attack. So that's not very different. We just want to be a little tighter on the ball.
And I don't know what your message was to the players, or whether you yet to speak to them, or at least at half-time. What was the message from yourself to them?
Yeah, I think, speed up the game. So from the back, in the build, let the ball faster pace of the ball, and also the rotations on the side. We could have stepped up a little higher, quicker, and then get the ball there too. They were in midfield at some moments playing 1-3-1, so also the centre pass was open at moments. So little things like that.
Serena, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, England, yes, they've won the first game, but the performance was certainly not at the level they need to be if they are going to go and win this World Cup. Let's cross to Talksport's Bradley Hayden. He's in Hackney in East London. He's been watching the England game with some fans. Bradley.
Thanks, guys. I'm at the Queen's Header in Shoreditch, thanks to Just Eat after England 1, Haiti 0. Joined by Lionesses fans Steph and Anna. Guys, what did you think of that one? What did you think of that performance?
It was a cagey first game, but I think that was to be expected. I think a lot of people really underestimated Haiti, but it reminded me a lot of the Austria game in the Euros, first opening game. They just needed to get a win, and they got one.
I think it's a good start to the tournament. Hopefully we can kick on against Denmark, but it'll be a harder game next week, so hopefully Serena's got some tricks up her sleeve. Maybe play Lauren James from the start next time.
So you'd like to see Lauren James coming next game?
I think she's a bit of a secret weapon. It's her first tournament. I get why not starting at this game because she's quite young, but I think you've got to have that kind of like surprise element from the start. I think Rusa did well, but it was quite hard to break them down. So.
What did you think of us defensively? Would you like to see Rachel Daly go back to left back?
No, because she's so good up front. She's top scorer in the league this season. I'd rather see her start than Russo. Both great players, but I think I'd see Daly start up front rather than Russo.
We wildly disagree on this one, but that's fine.
Both great players.
Both are brilliant players, but I think Daly's got the option to come on, which I think is really strong. But I don't think that Lauren James should be starting either. I think I would pick Lauren Hemp over Lauren James any day to start.
Russo last year was a super sub. Her and Toon came on when the defence was tired, and that was the impact that we needed. So maybe follow that again.
Some interesting points of view in East London from those fans watching the Lionesses win 1-0 against Haiti.